What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your WrestleMania 39 Night 2 review here on the channel. WrestleMania is in the books, and regardless, it was absolutely memorable. Everything about the show when it comes to just both nights as a whole, it's just going to be a memorable WrestleMania for years to come, honestly. Night 2 was good. It had some bad, but overall, this was an amazing show from top to bottom, and we will definitely get into everything that happened on night 2. The most memorable matches to me tonight, obviously the main event between Cody and Roman. That legitimately is nothing to that's nothing to debate. That right there was just incredible to see. And then obviously I would even say the Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell, to me personally, I don't know about any of you guys, but that to me was a great showcase for everything. Demon Finn Balor was awesome. Brood Edge coming out like that was awesome. But yeah, those were the top 2 matches for me in my book.
I like the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I just think the wrong person won.
And that's up for debate too. It definitely was an up and down roller coaster of a ride for WrestleMania Night 2, but overall, I would totally say that WrestleMania 39 was a huge success. How do you guys feel about Night 2 and then everything overall as we are kind of, slowly getting into the grind of things when it comes to the new year of WWE, so to speak, tomorrow on Raw?
I think this was great.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Night 2. There was some good. There was some bad. There was some questionable booking decisions. But all in all, the matches, at least after the second match, at least, all of them were good. The ending, I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed about the ending, but it is what it is at this point. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, before TJ or Joshua goes, I'm gonna be a little bit nice today because I don't want to get on Phil's bad side. WrestleMania was good.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude.
WrestleMania was good, and Phil, I love you, brother. You know that.
It's all over, bro. All love.
I promised you I wasn't gonna troll, but I was going to, but I just Phil's going through a hard time right now. I just don't want to troll out of kindness, out of my heart, and how much I have respect for you. You're an awesome WrestleMania was good. One hell of a Intercontinental Champion. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna say this. A little bit of a hot take. That was match of the night up to the main event. That was number 2. I'm just gonna say that. Night 2, in my personal opinion, beat night 1. I'll just say that. So.
I agree. Yeah. Night 1 at points was a little lackluster for me, but night 2, I was on my feet the whole time, except for 2 parts. And anybody who knows me probably knows what those 2 parts were. But overall, W.
Very W.
Yeah, man. I mean, as a wrestling fan, I had fun. But, as a fan of Cody, I'm hurt. My heart hurts. I'm not going to lie.
Dude,
Aiden,
telling
that
me.
is not true.
Aiden,
that is not true. He said Cody's black card is gone. That is not true. Cody's a brother for life.
I legitimately told you guys right from the freaking jump that I put all my cards on the fucking table on this main event. Every single last card I had was on this main event. Hello, I'm wearing everything fucking Cody Rhodes right now. That there is nothing on my body that's really not Cody Rhodes other than my blue jeans.
No, those are Cody Rhodes too.
I mean, they're colored.
American
I guess they're colored. Maybe my socks.
American denim.
Maybe my socks. My socks are gray, and that's not a Cody Rhodes color. But
little do you know, Cody Rhodes just did an Old Navy shoot.
No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if there is a white and gray logo of Cody coming out tomorrow, I'm gonna be fucking furious. But
watch, he's gonna do a Kohl's commercial. Watch, he's gonna do a Kohl's commercial.
But
next.
Dude, everything about that main event was so good. Very minute details were set in stone perfectly. Everything, when it comes to the struggle of everything, when it comes to the overcoming of some of those struggles, to just coming up short in the end, I was shocked. But at the end of the day, some of it in the back of my head, I should have seen coming. But overall, night 2 to me, and this could just be me, but night 2, it didn't hit as much for me as night 1, other than obviously the main event and the Hell in a Cell and the IC title match. Like, a lot of the stuff on the show tonight was good, but when it comes to some of the actual decisions of the winners, to me, like, Sheamus should have fucking won that match, but we'll get into everything there. The first 2 matches were not WrestleMania worthy to me at all, but then we got to the next one, and it was definitely WrestleMania was set in stone. But I don't know.
What were the first 2 again?
Omos and Brock, and then the tag team match.
Oh god.
So once that tag team match ended, I'm like, all right, now WrestleMania can begin. So
thank you, TJ, for validating what Phil just said.
Yes.
Somebody even said that was the kickoff show. That was the kickoff show right there.
WrestleMania Night 2 truly began at the Intercontinental Championship match. To me. Because those other 2 matches were just not were not at all.
That's weird that WrestleMania Night 2 only had 4 matches on the card. That's really weird.
It's kind of weird.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
4 matches. Crazy.
Dude. I see that, and
Charles,
that's what I'm
my
talking
ankle
about.
Broken or something?
And that's what I'm talking about when I thought that WrestleMania Night 1 for me was a little bit better of a show than Night 2.
Oh, it definitely was. Definitely.
But it is what it is. But overall, as a whole, WrestleMania was a huge success, and LA, you fucking brought it every single time throughout that entire show. So you guys, props to you. And we know a ton of people in this circle that were a part of that crowd tonight. So props to you guys. You killed it. No, I'm so fucking. We'll talk about Cody. We'll talk about him.
You ready to get into it? Phil, I'm do you mind if I introduce the first match? It's so near and dear to my heart, obviously.
We can. Hold on 1 second, though, as I'll just plug in some of the stuff real quick. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining OTB tonight for the WrestleMania 39 Night 2 review. This entire week has been an absolutely amazing growth for the channel, and I have to appreciate all you guys that have come in, new and old. If you're a day oneer, thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new, thank you so much for even being here to even say, all right, well, these guys actually seem pretty legit enough to talk about professional wrestling when it comes to a review like this, so I appreciate you there. If you are new, though, and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1K. Hit the like, turn on the bell for all notifications that we never miss when we go live. We'll be live tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw post show, so you're right there again. And then follow everybody here on social media. I'll put all the TikTok links down in the description below for you guys. That way you know where to go to find these lucky people that I have made such incredible friendships with. And regardless whether they are a Cody fan or not, I love these fuckers, and they're fucking great. So, thank you guys so much for being here. And shout out to our sponsor, SeatGeek, which is an amazing application you can get on your phone. You know you're going to get the best tickets and deals when you use SeatGeek. Use code OTB at checkout for $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek. So I want to thank you, SeatGeek, for allowing us to be a partner with you. Thank you so much for being a partner with us. And we'll get right into WrestleMania Night 2.
God damn, is that Finn? Is that Finn Balor?
Yes, it is Finn Balor.
Golly.
What did you send now?
Viewer discretion. I should have said that beforehand.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah, god damn.
Interesting.
You should have called that spot in that match got me like, oh!
He got his hands up, but he didn't get him in the right place.
Yeah, that middle said, "Gotcha, bitch."
He did
And
something.
the way Edge was stalling just to make sure Finn had medical attention was
Bro,
Well, see,
my man
he did
became like
something.
a fucking decorator, an interior designer. He was like, "I'm gonna set the ladder up. I'm gonna look at this table. I'm gonna move this
He's like,
around."
what we got? He's like, he looks under the ring. He's like, what we got? Okay, we got the kendo sticks. Let's see what we got. We got the purple one here a second ago, and like now we got regular ones. And
Oh, don't get me started on the colors,
Finn,
bro. Oh.
Finn did something that. Oh yeah, no. Finn did something that is a big mistake. A lot of, as a haunt actor myself, do what I do. We make this mistake a lot, and that's to make, like, if you want to make it look like you're slamming your head on something, you do that whiplash thing. He didn't time it right, so his hands were up, and he was supposed to just, do one of those.
Yeah.
But when he did, the ladder met him halfway.
Let me ask this: what was entrance of the night? What was entrance of the night for you guys?
I'm tempted to say Edge,
To me, it's definitely Edge.
just for
I have
flavor.
to say Edge. Nah, Finn looked dope though with the
Finn
smoke.
looked great.
With the smoke.
I have so many issues with that, but I will get to it later.
Oh,
We can talk about that when we get to that match.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's either Edge or Bianca for me.
No,
Yeah,
obviously.
oh, so
Bianca's
inspirational
great.
with the Bianca.
Because you can ask Weaver. I was hyped as fuck for Bianca's entrance, especially because they were a few seconds ahead of me. So I was like, "What? What's so good?" And they're like, "You'll see in a second." And I was like, yeah.
Dude, we had, honestly, Phil, they were about as behind as you normally are.
Oh, okay. I was over at a friend's house, and their connection is really good, so I saw everything tonight. But
let's just say I got two different celebrations of that entrance, because Zay was dancing with it, getting hyped, and then TJ saw it and started getting hyped, and then because TJ was hyped, Zay got hyped again. It was good.
Hey, once you get hyped together, Roman fan, Cody fan, all together, they just.
nice job, guys.
It's like the Crips and the Bloods coming together.
All right, guys.
Yeah, because one's blue, one's red.
So, guys, I do want to preface this for the people that were in the chat. Loth was here. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. If he does get back in, we'll obviously have him in, and hopefully he'll be in before the main event, because
Ralph is probably writing the meanest diss track of all time right now.
We have to talk.
Oh my God!
Ralph and I have to talk. I legitimately FaceTimed him after the main event concluded, and everything was kind of, the dust was settling and everything like that, and he was obviously at the watch party over at the Dave and Buster's, so I understood why he did not answer me, but yeah, we're gonna have to talk eventually, him and I, so we'll get that done and squared away as soon as we possibly can, but we'll go over everything that happened on night 2 tonight, and then we will do a little bit of a preview of what's to come for the Monday Night Raw, basically tonight now. There's nothing announced as far as I'm aware of for tonight's Monday Night Raw, but regardless, we'll just talk about what we possibly could be seeing, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here, because I know it's 1 o'clock, and, what the fuck. I will have to say, though, when I was looking at the clock, when everybody was making their entrances for the main event, I'm like, could we fucking get out of here before 11:30? That's gonna be great. And then obviously it didn't technically be that way, but it was.
I got times for those, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'm telling you right now, if Roman Reigns' entrance is not at least 12, 15 minutes, I'm gonna be shocked.
How long was Cody's?
It's not. I timed both entrances, start to finish on both of them, and so I can go ahead and tell you now. Cody's whole entrance, from start to finish, including all the stuff with Brandy and -1
Brody
and all
Lee
that
Jr.
stuff,
and all that stuff. Yeah.
right? 4.5 minutes.
Okay.
You know where Roman was at 4.5 minutes?
Like
he had made it
ramp?
to the. He had made it to the bottom of the ramp.
Okay.
His whole entrance
I-
was 7.5 minutes.
Well, I expected somewhere close to 10. I did. If anything, I was expecting somewhere close to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, that we'll talk. We will definitely talk about everything there. And I do have the timestamps for all the matches that happened tonight, so we will go through everything when it goes to that match. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get right into everything. Thank you so much for joining us right here on OTB, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw post show. But we'll get right into WrestleMania Night 2 right now. We started off WrestleMania Night 2 after the whole video package and singing America the Beautiful. We started off with Brock Lesnar and Omos. And me personally, I was very happy we started off with this thing only because I wanted to get it over with. I'm not gonna lie, I just wanted to get this fucking over with. I did not want to have a piss break during the middle of the show or whatever. If I had to take a piss during the beginning of the show, I would be perfectly fine. I didn't, actually. But regardless, this was legitimately less than 5 minutes. And Brock won. Like, mostly everybody thought it was going to be. No Hurt Business reunion, which I think that to me, now, honestly, at this point, if it's not gonna happen, it's just not gonna happen. So, I'm not even gonna be expecting Hurt Business reunions anytime soon. Even if we saw MVP, Shelton, Cedric talking in the back for the majority of the weeks, it's just not gonna happen. So, Brock won. That's all that matters. We saw like three Germans and an F5. Most Brock Lesnar match I ever seen.
His final.
Wait.
It's not totally exactly what happened, but still, when Brock got in control,
we gotta play it out just like it happened, because I want everyone to be as upset about it as I was. Ladies and gentlemen, Omos came in looking like a fucking monster. I'm talking about he was dominating Brock for the majority of this goddamn match.
Yes.
Brock was going for moves. Omos was blocking them bitches. He was slamming Brock. He was beating Brock's ass. And then Brock beats up black people. Lesnar did what he does best. 3 Germans, 1 F5, and it was fucking over. Weaver, did you time it? Because we came in at what? Right under 5 minutes for the fucking match.
I didn't time that one. However,
I think we came in at 4:56.
It was 4:55. Yes.
Okay, TJ, I'm just as mad as you are, obviously, right? Because it was dumb. However,
it's a normal match to me.
However, I looked at something, and I realized something. And to be fair, I'm probably the only one in here that actually remembers this and can put this together.
Yeah.
1987. WrestleMania 3. Hulk slammed Andre for the first time. I know. Omos has been. They had him sell a little bit more because the whole giant big man thing doesn't really work nowadays. But Hulk slamming Andre actually kind of made Andre better, because that was right as Andre was getting his heel run, and so Andre just came back and just started murdering people.
Okay.
So if you want to treat Omos like a giant, this was the way to do it.
Murder.
All right. Well, here's the thing, Weaver. If that is going to be the case, and we can possibly see a newer,
Brock has to be the first victim,
like a newer kind of Omos when it comes to like him just being an absolute killer from this point.
Right.
You have to treat him that way then. You can't just have him continue to lose the big matches every single time, because he's been a fucking loser since all those big matches. Right.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that, and I think all of that up to the point of this Brock match, that was the stench of Vince.
The whole story of
that
this
was
match.
Vince.
Oh, of course it was.
And
Vince.
then I think doing this, because let's not pretend, like TJ was saying, let's not act like Omos didn't come out there and treat Brock like a bitch.
Oh yeah,
for a solid 3 minutes.
Omos did his thing tonight. Honestly, to me, out of all the matches that I have seen and the big matches that he has been a part of, to me, this was easily the best I've seen him. Easily.
Right.
Up there with Bobby. Better than Bobby
but
Mack?
also that gives a great thing to Brock Lesnar, and I have to give credit where he is due, because when he can fucking sell, when he wants to sell, he can fucking sell like the best of him, and he will want to work with you if the story was right. And apparently this was right, instead of obviously the Bray Wyatt stuff, but we know the reason why that would not have worked.
Right. Well, so. and like, that's my thing, is like with the WrestleMania 3 thing, you can't have it be a carbon copy. Right? Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
It has to be something different in its own way. So I could see them from this point on. I could see Omos and MVP have this moment, and just Omos just says, "Fuck it, I'm pissed. I lost. I don't care who it is."
Yeah. And
just start feeding him people. Feed him Dolph Ziggler. Feed him Mustafa. Well, I don't know about Mustafa Ali, because I kind of.
Are you trying to give Johnny a heart attack?
That's what I was
Why are
saying.
you doing that? Why are you doing that to my man?
You can't deny, though, Mustafa would make Omos look good, because he would sell the fuck out of Omos' shit.
Like Kofi did that one night at WrestleMania?
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You got to give him guys that will sell his moves, right?
Yeah.
And then you start giving him the Brocks, like the bigger guys, right, to kind of challenge him, right? But we don't need another like Brock level challenge for Omos for at least 6 months.
I'll take that.
Just feed him anybody you've got on that roster that can take a bump and make it look like they died.
Here's the thing. If Omos gets treated that way, I most likely, it just depends on how they do things, become an Homo sapien. Because the guy can have potential. They just have to tap into that shit. And they haven't yet, up until this point.
It was there, and they showed it. Well, that's the shit. They showed it tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's just a matter of...
tonight is what he really should be.
Right.
So...
Oh,
there were glimpses...
Before we get... go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, there were glimpses. We'll see what happens in the aftermath. But Brock Lesnar winning... It's Brock. So I didn't totally figure things out in that sense. But what were you going to say?
I was going to say this is Brock's last match for a while.
Oh, yeah.
He's out of contract. He's out of contract now. It's his last match of his contract, I think.
All right.
Unless they want him in Saudi Arabia. That's one thing.
The sweet Saudi money. That depends.
Yeah, you know how that goes, Phil. You know how that goes.
That depends, though. So we'll see. So wait, okay. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good, interesting point. So Saudi, that's the King of the Ring pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yep. Correct.
Okay. Well, I don't see Brock Lesnar being in the King of the Ring anytime soon. So we'll see where things go from that. But I mean, we got to figure out what the hell the King of the Ring is going to be doing and who's going to be. To me, it's Gunther, but at the end of the day, I thought it was going to be Cody and Gunther at SummerSlam. So now that's going to have to be scrapped.
No, honestly, how long do we have until King of the Ring?
King of the Ring is at the end of June,
May.
I think.
Yeah, I think June.
I thought it was May.
May is Backlash.
Well, that's beginning of May. You know them; they like to double up sometimes.
So here's the schedule. We got Backlash in May.
I'll look at it.
We got Backlash in May, and I think Money in the Bank is somewhere in the beginning of June, and then King of the Ring is like a few weeks after, because there's going to be 2 pay-per-views in June.
I think Money in the Bank is June 2nd, I think.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Okay. That was July 1st. I thought it was July 1st.
It might be July 1st.
We got Backlash May 6th. We got King of the Ring May 27th. And then we don't know where Money in the Bank is. I apologize for that. So
Okay.
I want to say July 2nd now.
it would probably be somewhere in July. It's probably going to be the first or second week of July.
Well, see, because the reason I asked was like, yeah, it would be too soon for what I was thinking, because I was like, in a way, you could if they were going to use the King of the Ring, like the winner of that tournament, for something, and actually you make it mean something.
Yeah.
This is where what I was just saying about Omos could actually work. Have Omos in the tournament, and then put him in a tournament full of guys like Dolphs and like a bunch of Dolphs, so he just rips through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be too predictable?
I mean, yes, but if it means something.
True.
Predictability is good if it has the right outcome.
Yeah, it's not always a bad thing, and I've always preached that too. It just depends on how they use that predictability in order to springboard to the right outcome.
And because there were some King of the Rings with like bigger guys that worked out. Because look what they did with Mabel.
Mabel, yep, yeah.
I could see them kind of doing a Mabel-esque thing with Omos as a King of the Ring, like let MVP start putting his money back into Omos's entrance, like he used to do for his, and just make that shit obnoxious.
Yeah. That's an interesting point too. Yeah, I'm still going Gunther because I think that's just fucking tailor made for him. Because I was gonna have
that would be disgusting.
I was gonna have Sheamus win the IC title tonight, and to basically make up for him losing the championship but still not getting pinned, I would have had him win King of the Ring, because that would have been a perfect springboard for SummerSlam, where he could possibly win, or he can possibly go for a World Championship if the winner of King of the Ring gets that spot.
Well, and so I think with the Gunther and like the Sheamus not winning thing, it's the same kind of deal with Roman's win and the 1,000-day reign.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of. They're trying to get Hogan's name off of some of the record books on that end.
True.
In the same vein, they really need to get Honky Tonk's name off of that IC title, because that reign was bullshit.
Yeah. And
that
reason why they're doing that too.
I was gonna ask why people want him to just beat him so much. Was it really as bad as
because Honky Tonk's entire IC title reign was nothing but DQ
garbage
wins.
Mm-hmm.
He won by DQ every time.
Yes, and plus the company itself. The company is moving in a direction where it's all about the now and the future, and you can't truly do that if all the records of the company are from either part-timers or people who are problematic as fuck in the locker room or politic their way to retain their titles, which was a big thing back in that day.
Honky Tonk is terrible for PR.
Because here's the thing, obviously I wasn't like too totally in on the whole Honky Tonk Man reign or everything like that, but when I was like just seeing all these people just saying like all this stuff about Honky Tonk Man and how it has to just, be not erased from history, but still like above
has to be
what
beaten,
Gunther would be. I'd be like, why the fuck? What the fuck did Honky Tonk do? Why'd you say fuck him for? I didn't know that.
Also, when you look at the character of Honky Tonk, it's also like, why the fuck did this guy hold it for so damn long? When you have people like Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Davey Boy Smith going for this title during that time as well. It's like, why did he hold it for so long?
So I didn't really know that all that much, but now I totally understand why they did the whole Gunther thing, because Gunther's on a freaking hell of a lifetime run right now with that IC title. So continue to do that.
That's a reign that like it would take forever to get someone else there. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. We're so close.
Literally September.
Right.
September.
And Sheamus is not going anywhere.
Nonsense. Drew on the other hand.
I just want Sheamus to have this fucking moment, because if it wasn't for Clash.
But I also and that's the other thing. we're starting to get international pay-per-views again.
Oh, Clash has to return.
Like in so many ways.
Clash has
But here's the thing. I say have Clash in Ireland this time. Have
There you
Sheamus
go.
win it at fucking
There you go.
Yes.
That's it.
You know
That's
what?
Perfect.
I said this before. The UK deserves a WrestleMania.
They really do. They really
do. But that's going to be
Their
all in
crowds
due
are so
time, and they
fucking
definitely
awesome.
will. After everything
See,
that happened
Phil,
on
you say
Clash the
all in
last
due time,
th-
but with how they're doing things, I'd go as far to say, well, obviously, excluding next year because we know Mania is going to be in
I
Philly.
want to say at least
I'd say
41, 42.
between next 5 years, between 41 and 46.
One of them's
I
gonna
think that's
have
not
to
a
be
bad
there.
thing to say. Yeah.
Imagine WrestleMania in Japan. That'd be dope.
That would be insane, but
WrestleMania in the fucking Tokyo Dome.
But here's the thing with that though. Here's the thing with that though, guys. That's gonna be a lot of a PR type of situation, and even though WWE is good with PR, it's you gotta do that
I'll
right.
tell you this right now. I will tell you this right now, here now, 100%. WWE will never, ever run the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
strictly
Unfortunately.
NJPW.
The only way they run the Tokyo Dome is if NJPW folds right now.
Oh yeah.
If Bushiroad just said, fuck it, we're done, then they can run the Tokyo Dome. But they have a fucking chokehold on that shit.
Yeah.
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 And-
Or have it in Mexico. That'd be dope. Can they have it in Mexico?
well,
Uh, if so, I
we're
need
getting Puerto
Santos
Rico.
in the main event.
we're getting Puerto Rico. That's a great starting point for that type of an audience and everything like that. I know it's totally not. It's not totally the same thing, but I mean that's a great start, and then we'll see where things go from there. Like let's wait and see for stuff like this. Like I understand where you guys are coming from, but we gotta sometimes slow the brakes.
Reckless speculation.
I need
Reckless.
Mania in Hawaii.
Ooh.
That'd
But
be
here's
I
the
mean,
thing,
that's still
though. Here's
technically
the
the
thing, though.
U.S.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Hawaii is one of those places where there are people that are literally begging, please stop the tourism. But it's also like, imagine Mania in Hawaii. That shit would be. First of all, it would be
What?
Samoan dominated, because
That is true.
Dude,
it would
That
be
is
Samoan
true.
fucking dominated.
That's how you bring the Rock back. That's how you bring the Rock back to WrestleMania.
You guys are legitimately.
I'm dumb. My
recklessly
dumb ass was saying have
speculating.
High Chief Peter Maivia make an appearance, and now remember Peter Maivia has passed already.
Reckless.
Oh my god.
Reckless you guys are being, but I love the enthusiasm. I definitely do. But yeah, Brock Lesnar Omos. It wasn't as egregious as I thought it was going to be, but it was definitely
Could have been worse.
yeah. It definitely
Brock
could've
and
been worse.
Omos. It gave me Braun Strowman and Brock vibes, and when they fought each other for the first time. Not gonna lie.
Well,
Brock
look,
somehow found a way to
and-
make himself look like the underdog.
and look at what. Speaking of that Brock and Braun Strowman match, look at what that did for Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Going like all of his bullshit, the things that he's done in and out of the company on Twitter and whatnot aside,
Yeah.
Brock hit him in the ear and told him to slow the fuck down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he took that shit to heart.
Hey, if we're gonna do that, I'd have Omos win the Andre the Giant Battle Royale next year.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. Without a question, yeah.
Yeah, like we'll see what happens with Omos. I'm actually very I'm actually looking forward to seeing what is going to be happening next with Omos, because we're all
A
saying
year ago
here-
we were like, bro, I could care less about this guy.
exactly.
But now
Exactly.
we're
A
just
year
like,
ago,
yo.
a year ago,
I was saying that like 2
what,
weeks ago.
4
bro.
hours ago, we were saying
Like-
that.
Yeah, like
Well, with me after Bob, the biggest Bob, defeated him last year, I was like, yeah, this guy, I don't really care for this guy no more. After you
I was
confronted Bob
legitimately
last
contemplating, like, why is he even here in the company right now? Like, why is he even employed? Because
Now
the guy
I'm
was
only
not
saying that
improving.
about Commander Aziz and Lacey
That's
Evans.
genius.
that right there.
You know, there's something to be done with that too, actually. Give it with the whole. Now that I've made that connection of Omos and Andre, what if MVP just had two Andres?
Andre and Big John Studd.
Colossal connection.
I was gonna say
connection.
I was gonna say Ryan Gonzalez, but that works too. But
that's also
the new Mega Powers. Hey, wait, real quick, just because that got me thinking. I'm about to spit two names to y'all. Tell me if they teamed up, they would not be super fucking legit. Cody and Seth.
As a team, that would be great.
I mean, if you want to talk about a new Mega, if you want it, that's
Roman
what I'm
and
saying.
Brock. Roman and Brock. If you're talking about new Mega Powers, Roman and Brock.
No. I'm talking Seth and Cody because.
Oh yeah,
they're Hogan and Macho Man hated each other. So you put Seth and Cody in a situation where they have to tag team together on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Like a John Cena and The Rock, how they put the tag titles on John Cena and The Rock right before their Mania match.
And let's not build it as can they coexist, because usually those stories are fucking crap. But if you actually want to do it right,
you don't have to. Well, that's just it. You don't have with them. You don't have to.
Yeah,
we know they.
We know they can't.
We know their fucking history, and it's right there. So
Seth hit this man in the back of the head with a fucking sledgehammer. No, they can't coexist. Why are you asking me this, Kevin Patrick?
Right. Yeah. That's what makes it interesting.
That's what makes it so. Yeah, that would be so interesting. But
no, if Roman and Brock ever team together, bye tag.
The whole tag division.
We would legitimately have the tag team. We would legitimately have those tag team if those tag team championships are on them. We'd be seeing a freaking Bruno Sammartino type reign with those shits, 2,803 days or something like that. Dude.
Bruno and Hogan combined. Bruno and Hogan combined with their reign.
My boy was asking how long is the longest championship reign, and I looked it up on WWE.com because I'm what better way than to actually look it up on their fucking website? Yep. And it was listed as Bruno Sammartino at 2,803 days.
Yeah, so it was about 10 years or something like that.
10 years, yeah.
And he's how fucking dude, who?
Because remember,
who did he even challenge? Of that also, I'm I wasn't there.
It was politicking. A lot of the times he would literally tell them, "I'm not dropping this title." And what could they do? What could they do if he said no? It's Bruno fucking Sammartino, the pride of Philadelphia. What the fuck are you gonna do?
It's you're not gonna say no to Brock Lesnar. You're definitely not gonna say no to Bruno at the time. But
so Bruno's combined Bruno's whole reign was 11 years, 4,040 days.
That's one thing you gotta worry about when it comes to wrestling. Is a lot of politicking happens.
And Saul, that is why when I watch Dark Side of the Ring, I understand why some of these motherfuckers be getting stabbed. Because if I was your opponent and I'm in line to get the title and you tell them I'm not dropping it, bitch, I'm putting you on a t-shirt after this match is over. I'm putting you on a fucking t-shirt because that's supposed to be my title. I understand it. Honestly, I do sometimes.
Yeah. That's insane. But Omos, I'm very looking forward to seeing what happens next with him. Brock is Brock Lesnar, so whatever happens to them happens to them. If this is it for a little while, I'm not gonna be surprised. He can just go back to Saskatchewan and do whatever he needs to do.
Back to Canada.
Bang Sable.
Back to moose hunting. Back to moose hunting.
Probably.
Thinking about Bobby Lashley while he's in bed with Sable, apparently. Josh Cannon, by the way. That's canon. He confirmed it.
He confirmed it. The next match we had. Wait, hold on 1 second. It was definitely it was the women's showcase match, but I do want to just go over what Omos and Brock did, even though it was very short. Omos with Lesnar around into the turnbuckles. Omos charged out Lesnar. Lesnar moved out of the way. 3 German suplexes on Omos. He went for an F5, but Lesnar's back gave out because he was targeting the back the entire match was Omos. And then Omos went for the double hand chokeslam. Lesnar got out of it, countered it into an F5, and that was it. So,
I wish Lesnar would have took the choke bomb and then kicked out at 2.
Yeah, you could have done have the actual finisher of Omos means something a little bit to say.
Because
oh
no
God,
one's kicked out of his fucking chip. No one's kicked out of Omos's finisher.
Right.
Oh.
And that's also
Bobby
another
did.
thing you could have built up.
Okay.
Bobby did?
Well,
Bobby took it?
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
Well, and I was going to say, even if that were the case, even if nobody had kicked out of his finisher, would you want them to waste that on having Brock win?
That's also a fair point.
I said the same thing about Drew and Corbin last year.
So
that's a fair point too. But yeah, Brock Lesnar wins. There we go. We got that done. The WrestleMania Women's Showcase match. I had zero expectation going into this, mainly because of the fact that, yeah, sure, the men's one kind of slaps, but based on the women that were in this match and how this match was legitimately just built up to absolutely nothing, I did not really care all that much. This was tailor-made for Ronda and Shayna to win. They won anyways. Apparently now, everybody's injured, so that's going to be a problem. And then we'll see where things go. But yeah, it was tailor-made for Ronda and Shayna. They got the win.
In that match, there was a segment where all the girls were outside the ring except for Liv and Shotzi. And those few fucking minutes that Liv and Shotzi were going with each other, they started to fucking bang.
They started doing something. But
that shit was starting to get good between them two. I was like, where the fuck has this been? And then every other woman got in the match again, and I was like, all right, this shit's ass again.
Ronda's armbar is legitimately the only contribution she did in that match.
I have been sitting here fucking hyping up fucking Shotzi this whole fucking time because I've seen the shit that she's done outside of...
Oh, no, people sleep on Shotzi.
Right. All these people say it, but also...
She had one bad match with Ronda and one slow segment with Charlotte. Now people think she can't cook.
Right.
The Money in the Bank was a little bit of an issue, though. Then again, that entire Money in the Bank was an issue. But, I mean...
Honestly, the only thing that really pissed me off more than anything in this match, speaking of Shotzi, was the fact that Shotzi didn't have her fucking tank.
Yo,
I know, right? Yeah. She should have rode it down to the ramp. It would have made her all the way down.
Look, I was completely mad about it until halfway through the match, I thought about it and I realized why she doesn't have her tank.
Why?
Okay,
hold on.
That's not supposed to. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Shut the fuck up, Weaver. Shut the fuck up.
God.
Oh my god.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, but Jesus.
I mean, have you seen the gas prices in LA?
Right?
Dude, don't even get me started here. But yeah.
No, honestly though, they really did. Like, jokes aside, they had the opportunity to give Shotzi, because of Shotzi and her tank, they could have almost given her a Rusev level tank entrance.
Dude, I would have been hyped.
Bro, they could have had her come out on the tiny tank, then be like, wait, no, go back and come out on a real fucking tank.
Or even better, have a full-size version of her mini tank, of the TCB tank.
Yeah, that would be
like DX
insane.
with at SummerSlam 09.
Right.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Regardless, this match wasn't it. This match was not it for me. They tried their best for the majority of the time, but it just was not going to be the case. Ronda's armbar to end the match was legitimately all that she did. So Ronda, whether you like her, whether you hate her, she did absolutely nothing in the match. I give my technically MVP of this 8-woman tag, because we did that technically for the men's last night. To me, Raquel shined like nobody's business in that thing.
They made her look good.
I love Raquel. I hope she really gets what she's been deserving of a huge spotlight for a little while now, and I really want that for her. It just depends on where things go from there. But none of these tag teams were legit tag teams. So
for me, and here's where I kind of because once again, I am old. I've been around. I've seen this shit.
I'm old.
There are so many, like,
Crazy.
there's this whole thing of like everybody wanting tag teams to already be established. But the problem is some of these, like, they could be established.
Yeah.
It's just we're not getting, like, I'm not against putting 2 people in a tag team as long as you're going to do something with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Liv and Rhea didn't make sense at first.
Not at all.
And they started to make it work. And it's still actually, in a way, honestly, I would say that tag team was the perfect catalyst for getting Rhea into Judgment Day.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It made more sense for Rhea to, like, be having to for Edge to be like, they put you in a tag team.
Yeah.
And you're losing.
Nothing against
right?
Liv, but yeah, you're in a tag team and you're losing right now. Yeah.
It's one thing for Rhea to be a single star, and to, you know, it's like for Edge to be like, yeah, you lost at WrestleMania 36 to Charlotte, and you kind of haven't bounced back since. Yeah. But for him to go, look, they care so little about you that they put you in a tag team.
You're putting yourself in the rock bottom by staying in this thing for too long.
Right.
That's nice.
But also, in that same vein, especially knowing what we know now, with Rhea having won the SmackDown Championship last night, now, if they need to do anything else with Edge going forward, you could just do it tomorrow night in a backstage segment, right? You could have Edge go up to Rhea and say, this is what I told you I would get you there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
Because Edge getting Rhea into Judgment Day is what set her apart and got her from tag teaming with Liv Morgan to the SmackDown Women's Champion.
It catapulted everything for her.
Lost. W picture.
That is a W.
Hey.
Right,
It wouldn't be,
that is.
All the truth.
and it wouldn't be the case if Edge hadn't come to her and said, I can make you great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's perfect right there. And here's the thing that's kind of even more wild about this WrestleMania Women's Tag Team match. If it wasn't for Liv Morgan, you know, just slapping Raquel in the face like 3-4 weeks ago, Raquel and Liv Morgan as a tag team is perfectly fine. I like those two in a team, if anything, and honestly, they complemented each other really well in this match. So if anything, if they're not going to be doing anything for a while, keep them into tag team. They can work pretty well with each other, and they're both loved by the fans.
Yeah.
So that would be great as like a protagonist type tag team against a chicken shit heel possible new women's tag team champions in Shayna and Ronda.
Right.
So you got that there. It's just a thing.
Yeah. And I mean, you have a chance to make because Liv and Raquel could easily become very similar to what Raquel and Dakota were in NXT.
Perfect comparison. Yes.
Which when I made the connections to them in NXT of them being the female Shawn and Diesel, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
You could do that again, which then like if you keep them together long enough to where we get used to them as a tag team and they feel like a good natural fit as a tag team on down the road, you can work on whatever you know, as far as like a heel turn or whatever, and it'll work out really great.
Yeah.
So, and then I mean, like with that tag match, I mean, honestly, if like for me MVP wise, like I'm willing in this case, I'd say that the MVP needs to be shared between everyone else in that match but Shayna and Ronda.
Oh well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Obviously,
like, because
they were the ones
even
that worked.
even Natalya fucking came in and showed out.
No, yeah, everybody in
With
that
that
match
fucking
besides
double-
Shayna and
with
Ronda
that-
worked their ass off.
Yeah,
to try to
So-
get the fans at least somewhat invested, and then it just turned out to be the winner being
like
in
I
that
have,
fashion.
it takes a like I it has been a while. I could not tell you the last time I have watched Sonya Deville in a match and see her do something and me go, oh shit.
And honestly, care, yeah, that's fair.
And when she kicked Raquel's foot out from under her, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And Shayna broke her friggin' ankle during the whole match, and they still took the W. Come on.
But when did that happen though? Because she didn't do shit.
I don't think that happened in that match. I think that happened that's happened prior. I think that had already happened because she was walking funny down to the ring. She was like trying not to limp, and I think it very well was a CM Punk type of situation where like she was already injured. They had to do the match, but she probably shouldn't have been in that match to begin with. That's why she ended up having to take her boot off. They took her boot off to get to her foot to try and like wrap it up real quick, and then have her run back in and finish the shit.
Okay.
I'd be willing to bet that they were definitely supposed to be more involved in that match than they were.
Okay, well, in that sense, if it was like a CM Punk thing, then to them it would be reckless.
Oh yeah, no,
them
I'm not
putting it out
disagreeing
there.
with that.
But then all of a sudden, you look at Cody, who fucking wrestled with a torn pec.
Right.
There's gonna be a there's gonna be a discussion on that if that's reckless or not.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is when you celebrate Cody for wrestling with a torn pec like that, as bad as that injury was, there, you know what I mean? Like there's
Well, that was
that's
Cody's
the
decision
line.
to go out there. That was Cody's decision, and
Right.
that was always coming
but
out.
we don't. Okay, but we don't. Shayna's a fucking badass.
And maybe she decided
Shayna
to do
fights
that
through
too.
shit. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean? You kind of have to weigh the scale, like kind of put it on the scales there.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and with Shayna specifically, because that's the thing. Let's not Ronda, fuck her. Shayna.
I love that. Waff would love
Shayna-
that too.
Ronda F her. Shayna, she's dope. She's alright. She's
Right.
cool.
No, she is.
Right. She is though.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what Shayna can do, and Shayna's a legitimate badass.
Yeah.
Like
Longest reigning NXT champion.
honestly, if they let Shayna wrestle, like because they've talked about this. I think Shayna has actually come out publicly and talked about this on a podcast. If it hadn't been for Vince telling Shayna that he didn't want her to work like a fighter, he wanted her to work like a wrestler, we could legitimately, and I 100% believe this, we could legitimately have a legitimate reason to have Shayna versus fucking Roman or Shayna versus Brock and just have her fucking
It would be a
toss them.
totally different version of Shayna Baszler if Vince didn't go that route with her. Easily.
Like, and with that's kind of one thing with like the whole like Endeavor thing and like being under the same parent company as UFC. If they start kind of working together on shit and kind of let up on their like not wanting to do intergender matches, because like I'm not necessarily a proponent for intergender matches.
Yeah.
But I have seen some good ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, same.
And so like, I wouldn't be mad if we started seeing like Shayna and Rhea start, because Rhea even said it in the press conference. She was talking about how like the guys need to watch out, and I'm like, well, let's fucking go. Give me a Jordan Grace run for Rhea Ripley or Shayna Baszler.
Oh, I'd love that. You know, if you know me, you know how much I love Jordan Grace. So that would be fantastic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's perfect right there. Loff, I know you've been here for a little while now. You've had yourself muted, but you know, I think it could be computer issues or whatever. But I do want to appreciate you for being here. Hopefully, everything can work out for the main event talk, because that main event we're all gonna have to talk about, because good, bad, and different. Holy shit, was that a great match. If you can't hear me, how the hell are you? And we'll continue to move on as we get in here.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, so he is here. Good. I was hoping when you left, it was just because of a computer issue or whatever, not just like us talking about everything and you getting upset because Cody lost too.
My brother was probably working out.
Working out. That was possibly a thing too.
Getting his anger out.
My mind is racing right now.
Don't. Hey, bro. It's right there. It's right there on my shirt. I understand. But we just finished talking about the whole Ronda. The whole women's tag and Omos and Brock. Just a quick thought about both of those matches.
Hey, I'm trying to cheer myself back up. So we were in the Dave and Buster's, and they had all the screens up and shit.
Of course.
They paused it when R-Truth came out. He did his, oh, what's up? They paused it. And it was on streaming through Peacock, so they paused it. But there was like two TVs, like one behind me and there was one in front of me. Those two TVs were never paused. So while we're like, they had us like go over and like do all these like celebration things and like, oh, this is Philadelphia, all this kind of stuff. The match was still happening. So when Jimmy Allen was singing the song, we didn't realize that Brock and Omos was. I turned around and we're like, oh shit, Omos is coming out, but they didn't know because they were out there doing all their stuff. So I'm watching. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here, and I'm trying to watch Brock and Omos. I keep turning around. Now Brock is coming out. Now I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Now it's not on the screen anymore. Now it's just like it's 10 minutes behind.
Okay, yeah.
So
did they ever just go back out and come back in to like make it live again, or?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting next to Truth, right?
That's
what? Just sitting next to R-Truth is crazy. But that's awesome.
That sounds awesome, bro.
Look, I was gonna say, you can't just blow by that like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to my boy, and he's like, and he's looking over at the camera. Truth asked me, he's like, yo, did the match start? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And he was like, what are you doing? So I turned back around, and now the match has started. So now I'm trying to focus on both. Now I can't see anything. I don't hear anything. All I see is Brock and Omos fighting, but I don't see it here.
Yeah.
We do all the stuff. By the time they turn the match back on in front of all of us, Truth is still over here. So he turns back at us, and he's like, did Brock win? I'm like, I don't know. And then we turn back, and as soon as we turn back, I see Brock F5, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, okay, I just missed the entire match.
It was short, so you didn't really miss much, but yeah, I understand where you're going.
It was like 42 minutes. It was like
I was mad because the girl Sarah Schreiber had us doing all these pictures. I was like, bro, I want to watch Brock and Omos, but they're doing all this stuff. It was funny though, but I turned it on and I saw F5 and I was like, okay.
Now that's interesting because during the actual live broadcast or whatever, they showed like obviously when the whole Philadelphia WrestleMania video package came on, then all of a sudden we saw like a crowd of Philadelphians just like chanting Mania, Mania, Mania.
Yeah.
Was that where you were at or no?
Mm-hmm.
That was where you were at. That's awesome. I wish we actually got a chance to see you though, because on my screen
you know what happened? when they filmed that, I was on the side, so the camera didn't get me.
Okay.
Only thing the camera got is when we did like the videos, like if Cody would have won, they're like Philadelphia celebrates.
Slippers.
That's where we would have seen you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if Cody ended up winning, we're like, but since he didn't, they didn't roll that
Obviously,
clip.
yeah.
Yeah. So they just showed that one, but it was cool, you know.
They're probably gonna save that. They're probably gonna save that though, because when Cody wins, and if they do anything when it comes to at whatever event it happens, they'll most likely save that and put that in there somewhere. But
Till next year, guys. Till next year, boys. Philadelphia, WrestleMania 40, y'all.
Oh, dude,
wait till next year.
You want to know why I'm extra mad though? They had a raffle. And I'm like undefeated in raffles, bro. I was so pissed. I was more pissed about that than anything. There was like 1,400 something coins in this tank, and you had to guess. I guessed 1,200, and I was like 200 off. If I would have got it right, I would have got 2 tickets to 40.
Damn.
Yo.
Some guy guessed above me. Some guy guessed like 100 above me, and I was so scared about going over.
Bro.
I missed it, and
Was it whoever got the closest, or you had to get the exact thing?
Whoever got the closest without going over.
Oh, okay. So.
And I was like, there. Okay. I was like, if it was like a placing thing, I would have been like second or third place on how many. I knew it was over 1,000 because the shit was heavy as fuck. And I asked the girl Sarah Streever. I asked her. I'm like, yo, how many? She couldn't tell me. She was like, oh, you got to guess. I'm like, tell me, please.
She would totally be like that too. I could totally see.
Phil would do the same thing. You would do the same thing, Phil. I bet you would be like, tell me, please.
Please tell me.
She was cool though, but I mean, yeah, I that pissed me off more than anything. I wanted to go to.
That's one of those times I wish I was good at math, because there is an actual There's a mathematical way. I've seen it. I've looked it up. There's a way to do those, to cheat at those.
Really?
Using math, yeah.
Guilty as charged. I was a math genius in high school.
I should have called you.
Yeah, shit. Dude, you're not only our wrestling encyclopedia, but fuck it, you can be our fucking calculator if that was the case. Damn.
Possibly, yeah, depending on if I can get the number correctly.
It all has to do with like you have to like take like the circumference of
everything and the areas inside.
Right. Yeah, so all you have to do is like it depends on the coins. Like if it wasn't all a bunch of the same coins.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't like currency. It was the Dave and Buster's coins.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So it's tokens. So all you have to do is you have to find the circumference of one token, and then you have to be able to find. How does it go? You have to be able to find like from a point from one side of the container to the other, and be able to like basically be able to do the math of saying, all right, if there's one coin here, if there's a line of them, and let's say there's 10 coins across. So that you take the circumference of that, multiply it by 10, and then you have to be able to basically doing like rows and columns, so that you can do there's 10 in each row across, and then like 20 all the way down from this point to this point, and then you take that, multiply it by all of everything in there, and then you kind of have to give yourself a little leeway to guess, but you'll come pretty fucking close.
It's close, yeah. That's insane, but yeah, man.
Some guy was hype as shit. He's going to 40. I gotta buy it now. So just fuck my wallet.
See, and now I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted because California. Now that I live in Salt Lake now, so Cali was actually closer to me.
Yeah.
But I can also go home, and then Philly will be a little bit closer to me because I live in Alabama originally, so like I could go back. And like just for WrestleMania weekend, but the reason I want to is because, people were confused as to whether or not Motionless in White was supposed to play Rhea to the Ring this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they do her theme song, but they're on tour in Germany. However, they are from Pennsylvania. They're from Stratton, Pennsylvania, or Scranton, Pennsylvania, whatever it's called. I looked it up the other day, but they're a Pennsylvania-based band. So it's going to make sense to have Rhea at WrestleMania 40 get played out by essentially a hometown band, Motionless in White.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
I want to be there because that, bro, to be able to see wrestling at a Motionless in White concert, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, WrestleMania. So like I said, next year's WrestleMania, I think it's gonna be even more electric since we're all gonna be there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. But we'll just get through the ending portion of the shitfest that was the for the women's tag team match. But Morgan, she hit a code breaker on the Shotzi. Baszler tagged Morgan as Morgan was hitting an Oblivion to Shotzi. Rousey tagged in Baszler, or Rousey tagged Baszler as soon as Baszler got into the ring. And then Baszler kicked Shotzi. Ronda then applied the armbar, and Shotzi tapped out. So they did legitimately nothing up until that point, and there we go. They were made. It happened. Good to go. But then, to me, WrestleMania really got started with that IC title, triple threat.
Yeah.
Easily one of the best IC title matches I've seen at WrestleMania in, like, honestly, ever. Those three I knew were going to be hard hitting, but holy shit.
Them chops
they
hurt my chest. They hurt my chest.
Oh,
I was in pain.
Dog, the speakers in there were.
I most likely had broken ribs because of it. It's crazy.
Oh, they had to turn up the speakers or something. That joint in there, it was just like.
Drew and Sheamus were like clotheslining each other, being
doing the clothesline spot. Yep.
I was like, ow, that hurts mine. Stop. Like, stop it. Like, no.
Oh my
so
God,
hard hitting. Absolutely love every single second of it. Yeah, sure, Sheamus did not win, but everybody worked their fucking ass off. Sheamus will get his moment. It's just a matter of time for when that happens. But Gunther, continue this historic reign because this is a great run for him.
I have a little theory about if Sheamus is not the one to beat Gunther. I think since Gunther's undefeated as well, we had 3 people undefeated on the roster till tonight. Now there are 2. Gunther, the person that should beat Gunther is Ilya Dragunov. He's the same person that took the NXT title off of him.
Well, when Ilya gets called up, I would not mind that. I wouldn't. But that
they're gonna make him,
how they go with that.
If they're gonna make Gunther have a long reign, I wouldn't be mad at it. But if Sheamus does beat him, I won't be mad at that either.
To me, it's Sheamus. It just has to be, but it's the right time.
Yeah, I think Sheamus is gonna get his day. We like said before, we gotta get rid of that honky tonk reign. We've got to get his name off the record books.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the 290 days, you're already proving that Gunther is legitimately one of the best to ever hold this championship. But getting it out of the way for the honky tonk reign, I mean, that right there, that's
right.
He's
I'm just
made.
I'm just surprised it didn't turn heel.
I wouldn't be mad if we get, an Ilya Dragunov. Like, I don't want to. I'd be tempted to have him show up, tonight, but as Raw after Mania, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm almost tempted to hold off on that until we get closer to, like, a Clash at the Castle or even Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank is in the UK, right?
Yes, it's at the O2.
Right. Okay. So I honestly would be upset if the IC title was... wait. I'm not doing the math right now. I was going to say, I don't know how long we have. We don't have much longer for Gunther to beat the Reign.
No, not really. No. Tonight is technically 291. Monday will be 291.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll look it up. But I think, like, if Money in the Bank falls within the time frame of him after him beating the Reign, I wouldn't be upset with them bringing Dragunov in as a call-up leading into Money in the Bank.
Yeah, because here's the thing right now. What I absolutely love to see, like, Gunther standing in the ring on Monday Night Raw tonight saying, like, I legitimately beat, like, the two fucking toughest guys that I've ever been in the ring with, and then all of a sudden Ilya came out. I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Right.
But to me, there are way more bigger call-ups that I need right now when it comes to the NXT roster to getting up to the main roster that are more important to me right now than Dragunov. Dragunov will have his time, and he will get here. It's just, to me, right now, there are definitely way more bigger call-ups that I need right now in order to get to where they need to be on the main roster.
Yeah. So, Hockey Talk's reign is like 454 days.
Oh, Jesus.
So, we've got a little bit, it's going to be before Money in the Bank. We've got to get it. We're talking almost WrestleMania 40 before. I mean, he's still got a way to go. He's still got another 200 some odd days to go. A little less than 200 days, but
do you think they pull that trigger and just continue to do that? I mean,
it's so close. They're doing it with Roman. They might as well do it with Gunther, right?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I'm fine with it because I love Gunther, so I'm fine with that. It's just they got to figure this out, because then after he's gonna go through everybody on the roster here too. It's gonna be two Roman Reigns here, so.
Ooh, hang on. Like I said, possibility. I don't want him to be fed to Roman, but that'd be a good face-off right there.
I'm not talking about a Gunther Roman face-off. I'm talking about two dominant champions that went through an entire roster. What the fuck are we gonna do?
Well, that, yes.
The exact number, we have 164 days.
Okay.
So, let's see. 164 days.
I like the hat, Phil. I really do.
Thank you. I'm so glad it came in on night 2.
So Gunther will actually the reign will be tied on Thursday, September 14th. That means Friday, September 15th would be the day he beats it.
Okay. So that Friday Night SmackDown, he would beat that.
Right.
Let's say, I don't know, was Clash in September last year?
Yes, it was.
That's a perfect fucking opportunity then for that weekend, or that next weekend possibly, to break it. Clash in Ireland, Sheamus and Gunther. That's right.
Not
there.
even Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus and Gunther, yes, but also Dragunov. You can't tell me you wouldn't want to have Dragunov versus Gunther in the UK.
Well, yeah. If it happens in the UK, yes, Dragunov right there, and that's a perfect thing to do there. Or if it does happen in Ireland, Sheamus right there too. I just want Sheamus to get his due. It's just time, and I know it will happen. It's just. I'll say this. Sheamus
has done so much in his career up to this point that even if he retired tomorrow,
he's a Hall of Famer.
I'd still give him his due. Like he doesn't have to get that IC title to be given his due.
Oh yeah, he's a Hall of Famer regardless.
Does he deserve it? Yes. Does he need it? No. It
would just add to the Hall of Fame legacy that he already has. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we'll see though. Regardless, this was fucking fantastic. Luff, I mean, I technically already heard what you were saying when it comes to just the chops and everything. This was just insane from top to bottom. Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew kicked their asses off of each other, honestly, and their chests were the living proof of that. Gunther retaining. Good choice regardless. We'll see where things go. So fucking good. So we'll get into everything here. Sheamus, McIntyre, and Gunther exchanged brutal chops, punches, and forearms at each other throughout basically the entire match. At one point, Sheamus was hitting the Beast of the Veteran on Sheamus. They said Walter here. The Sheamus was hitting the Beast of the Veteran onto Walter. They have Walter here for whatever reason, and not Gunther. While McIntyre was doing chops. So they were basically just beating Gunther's chest to hell at that spot. Sheamus gave 25 beats on McIntyre. On McIntyre at one point, McIntyre then hit Sheamus with a Claymore. Sheamus kicked out. Sheamus and McIntyre exchanged more punches and forearms. Sheamus and McIntyre did it. Sheamus hit McIntyre with a Brogue Kick cover, and Gunther came off the top rope to fucking break it up, which was insane. Did not expect that, but that was fucking awesome. He powerbombed Sheamus onto Drew McIntyre. He then gave McIntyre a powerbomb and pinned him to retain the title. So, Gunther retains. Good stuff there. We'll see what happens. Clash at the Castle, though. That's a prime spot for anybody to take that title off of Gunther, and that's perfect spot right there. Great stuff. So yeah, we then had the Raw Women's Championship match, and I'm not gonna lie, another Women's Championship match. I had no build, but this was honestly really good here too. I didn't expect, I didn't expect these two to shit the bed, so to speak, but this was what it was. I was expecting Asuka to win, but then obviously now that I heard everything, Bianca winning was the right choice here. And I thought Bianca winning was going to be the right choice regardless, because I did not really see Asuka as that threat that should be beating Bianca right now. But regardless, she won. Good stuff there. Bianca continuing to hold on that reign, and she is going to be having a year-plus reign as the Raw Women's Champion. Good stuff.
Well, and I think it's too early for this new version of Asuka to just suddenly get a championship back.
That's true.
Because the thing because Kana, the way that character was portrayed in Japan was much more similar to the way that Asuka was portrayed in NXT.
Yes.
She was damn near unstoppable. And so for them to just have her come back in this new attitude and just get the title match, she didn't need to win it. At the same time, it's totally acceptable for her to lose coming out of this match, because now she has that, it's one thing to come in with that mindset. It's another thing to come in with that mindset, get taken down a peg, and then have a reason to go back and then some.
Yeah.
So if they are willing to push Asuka to the levels of her going on another undefeated streak, cool. However, I also, as much as I understand I don't even want to say necessity, but this mentality that if someone's been going undefeated, they need to have a title. I'm perfectly fine with Asuka just going, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even want a title right now. Because if I'm undefeated, if I go on an undefeated streak and you put a title on me, eventually I'm just gonna have to lay this shit down like I did in NXT.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd be fine with her just coming out and just being undefeated.
Yeah.
Right? And then later on down the road, if you need to, if you need to have her in a championship match for some reason, cool.
Like, if it
Like,
just
if
makes
she's-
sense, yes, you gotta
Right.
do it then.
If her being undefeated is the perfect foil for a babyface champion down the road, because
Then capitalize
it's like,
on it,
all right,
yeah.
this is your final boss, right?
Final boss, yes.
You've beaten you as a champion have also beaten everyone else, but now you've got this one you've got to deal with. So, and then having that babyface champion overcome that, and that's where she gets defeated again. Cool.
Loff, how do you feel about everything going on with the whole Bianca Belair and Asuka situation? I mean, we all know that you love Bianca. Everybody here loves Bianca. Was it before anybody even really knew everything that kind of happened, during the whole entrance situation? Did you feel like Bianca winning was always going to be the right choice in the end, or were you really expecting Asuka to just get this championship here? He might be working out. Hopefully, we'll get a word from him. I don't know if Deontay's here or not. That could be a question for him too, if he is here. If not, it's okay.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, cool. You were just muted for a little while, bro. That's all.
No, I was muted.
How do you feel about everything though? Besides obviously everything that we kind of know now. Did you expect Asuka or Bianca to really win this match here, depending on how things were kind of going at the time?
I was expecting Asuka, but I wasn't surprised that Bianca won.
Yeah. Okay.
So he won. I just said, okay, cool, whatever.
That's
Wasn't
fair.
mad at it.
That's fair. So
Yeah, and also
yeah.
prayers. We'll go ahead and say it. Prayers and blessings out to that girl and the rest of her family. Because
yes,
bro, that like, I'm a performer myself, and like, dude, to get bad news and then still have to go out and the show must go on type of mentality.
Yeah,
dude, and to not show it because you couldn't have, if I hadn't heard Triple H say that in that press conference, I never would have known.
Yeah, and honestly, just props to the little girl. I mean, dude. If I'm that little girl, I'm not going out there. I'm being with my family. If my family's back there right now, like most likely would be, but I'm just saying I'm being with my family. You just have one of the other girls do it. Just I'm not going out there. I'm being with my family at this time where I just got one of the most devastating news I could possibly ever receive. Props to that little girl, man, because she did not have to do that, but she was a fucking warrior tonight. Honestly, I know the whole Warrior Award thing was already done and over with for Tim White, but holy shit, that I'm giving another honorary Warrior Award for that little girl right there.
I mean,
she killed it.
I would, yes, but also I have my own issues with that.
The whole
the
Warrior Award thing
as
is definitely that has its own controversy, but yeah, I'm just saying in like the surface of it all, surface level meaning, but yeah, this was what it was. So Balor picked up Asuka and threw her face first into the turnbuckle. Balor went for the KOD but could not hit it because Asuka hung onto the ropes. Asuka went to blow the mist in Balor's face, but Balor ducked. And then Balor again tried to go for the KOD, but Asuka rolled out of it. Asuka and Balor put Balor in an armbar. Balor then turned over and picked up Asuka in this great feat of strength onto her shoulders, hit a KOD, and pinned her for the win. Great stuff there. I thought that was a great finish too. just showing how strong Bianca Belair has been and continues to become over this course of this year-long reign as Raw Women's Champion. Good stuff there. And I
also like how it's not very often that you get to see someone who has been misted before make a point to be smart enough to get out of the way of the mist.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people get caught with it more than once, and you're like, come on, you knew it was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So, of course, and then of course, I have my own issues with Poison Mist in WWE in general, just because they don't do it right. In the sense that they've had Asuka use the different color mists, and the different color mists mean different things.
It means different things. It means different things in the whole thing of Japan.
They have different effects. Yeah, they have different effects on the body, and they haven't done that.
I told Loft that a couple of weeks ago when Asuka just started to introduce the blue mist and everything like that, and he's like, "Wow, he said like I didn't actually know that there were different meanings or whatever. I just thought it was just a different color or whatever, just to change like because of the gimmick. Now she's like a white and blue face." And I'm like, yeah. To people that don't really know Japan all that much, you could definitely see it like that, but there are totally different meanings, right, Loft? Like I remember I mentioned that to you.
Yeah, I think I've been so back and forth over Asuka in like the past like week.
Yeah,
because I was scared about how tonight was gonna go, and I love her. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a hate thing. It's just I hope that they know what they're doing with the advancement of her character. So it's just like, because I really thought Bianca was going to lose tonight. I jumped up when she won because I love her as well. But it was just like, I want to see where they're going with Asuka now, because I don't know what you can do with her unless you're building her up for another match. But again, you have the fact of like the build for this match wasn't there in the first place to me. So I think they have to do like some late 90s Kane type shit with her, just like her just doing like the most obscene things to her opponents without having to have the face-to-face promo, because obviously the language barrier is there. So you got to be creative with this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have her go out there and talk.
Honestly,
you got to do something else. You know?
One thing that I could see, because he wouldn't actually have to get involved, but it would be cool because he's never worked in WWE before, is to have Asuka become mentored by Great Muta.
Huh.
I mean, that fits right there. I mean, that definitely does,
yeah.
But
because and the reason I say that is because some of his the people that he has mentored, like the wrestlers that he has mentored in the past, have, like, because of the way that he mentors them, like that style, it brings out a whole different side of them. And it would just give them, because obviously Muta's retired. We get that.
Right, yeah.
That's fine. He's earned his retirement at this point. But it's that whole thing of like, when Sting finally showed up in WWE, right? I wouldn't hate it, and I think it would be really cool. Like again tomorrow night, even if it's just in a backstage segment just for tomorrow night, because they still have him in town, have the two of them have a moment, and him officially giving her his blessing, right?
Yeah.
And like, or have him say, you know what? You've been using all these other myths, but you know why they're not working? Because you don't actually know what you're doing. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to train you how to use these myths properly. And then they go in and they have her actually start doing it, and they tell the story of what these myths actually do.
Have her go away
Because,
for a
like,
few weeks to sell the fact, like, oh yeah, now she's with Muda, she's gonna be doing all this thing.
Dude,
and
they could just let her and Muda go to Japan for like for a month and just film a bunch of the just training montage stuff of them in the middle of the woods somewhere, and him just having her like using like having her have to undergo getting misted by each of those mists. Because
that would be crazy.
Because they all do different things.
Yeah.
Because like the green mist is very much like an acidic type of deal. The red one is almost like pepper spray, in a sense, to where it, like, if you've ever had pepper spray in your eyes or on your skin, it burns like to like, no end.
Fuck, yeah.
Right? And then like the blue mist puts people to sleep. Right? And then you have black mist, which is why I really love the fact that that House of Black has been using it properly. Black mist blinds your opponent almost indefinitely, almost permanently. If you use it correctly and you know what you're doing and you want to, you can permanently blind someone with black mist. At least within the kayfabe of what the mist is supposed to do.
Right.
So,
yeah. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Seriously.
Like I could see them doing a bunch of these sequences about him like teaching her what each mist means and what it's supposed to do. And then the last one before her return, right? She's been gone for a month. She's coming, but there's like a video, the last video package plays, and it's him teaching her about black mist, right? He missed her with black mist. And that also leads it, because it also, black mist also, like we've seen with House of Black, because of what it does to the body, like what it does to your eyes, it also messes with you mentally. It has an effect on your mental status. So I wouldn't mind her getting misted with the black mist and then just her coming out unhinged.
It's all a very interesting process, and I hope that with this new character for Asuka, Kana, whatever you really want to do with it, they tap into it. They tap into that kind of thing, because it really could be something, and the fans could actually really get invested into everything when it comes to the different colors and everything like that, if they choose to actually like take the time, figure this out, and really get the ball rolling with it. Yeah. You have every single piece of the puzzle with everything that you're trying to focus on right there. It's just up to WWE and their team, honestly, to learn, adapt, activate, and make it happen. It's right there. Now I know Loft got a lot of information in that, so he's probably so that right there is probably just something you're probably gonna have to ponder on. But hey, you know, that's what learning is all about when it comes to that kind of style of pro wrestling.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's I didn't know there were different myths. That's crazy.
I knew there were different colors.
As
Sometimes
I have said on here many times now, I am old. I have been through a lot of this already.
I knew there were different colors, and I knew there were different meanings when it comes to those colors, but some of the effects were a little bit blurry to me because I don't watch Japan all that often. And when I do, I know what I'm talking about, because obviously some friends that I have in college or whatever, they're like masters at it, so they help me out, but it's not always like right there for me. Then we got the Miz stuff. The Miz, Shane McMahon, fucking Snoop Dogg shit. I definitely could have fucking lived without this. This was fucking pointless.
That was hilarious.
But
that
was
the
hilarious
thing I've seen in months.
It was hilarious, and we know the fucking injury now that Shane suffered. It father like son.
That made it funnier.
What?
But
I'll say this.
This was not.
I'll say
this was not needed. Get the announcement of the attendance record that you're clearly going to make above 20,000, and then get the fuck out of there. I'm sorry. And this was not needed for Shane.
I didn't care for the. I didn't need the attendance announcement again because they changed the number. They bumped it up. Apparently, 1,000 people just only got tickets for night 2.
Yes. I'm telling you right now, it's easily over 20,000 that they surplus with that.
Right. But also, like, at first, when it first happened, because in the live stream, my reaction to Shane coming out was, son of a bitch. This means Vince is back for real.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
However, I was wrong.
But Vince is back.
No, I know. But I was wrong in that thinking because I forgot. There was a thing that Sean Ross Sapp had said, and he posted a tweet about it to reminding people what it was said. Vince said about 4 months ago, I think it was, to someone in, like, it was the last Shane WrestleMania moment. He told someone backstage close to him that Shane McMahon will never have a pop at WrestleMania while he is running WWE.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
he had a pop at WrestleMania.
So either that was never said, or which, I mean, it's one of those things of like, we don't know shit until it's told to us. We don't know. Like, we can look at dirt sheets and all that stuff. Like, we can have our Fightful Select subscriptions and all that shit, but we still don't know until we know.
All I'm saying is that Vince fired this man after the Royal Rumble,
right? Just
to come back at WrestleMania of all places, just to have whatever type of match this was fucking supposed to be, against the Miz.
I don't think it was even supposed to be.
He tears his fucking quad in the process, and then Snoop Dogg just comes in, just does the job for him because that's the last minute fucking result. Nah, I didn't care.
Well, see, and that's my thing is like, so I was upset about Shane being there, but at the same time, everything else about that segment, it popped the shit out of me. Because fucking Miz looking at Snoop and going, Snoop, last night you made me, because of you, I had to wrestle in a $10,000 suit. And he's like, what, you won't go again? And I was like, I started to die. So like that, and like him just decking Miz was nice. It was great.
Yeah.
Even the Shane thing, like the Shane thing was what it was.
I would take Snoop over Shane McMahon 10,000 days of the week.
Yeah.
So that right there, that's fine.
Well, and it was one of those things of they found themselves, like, again, they found themselves in a moment where we were talking about in the stream, like they were having to fill a lot of time. For like, they were really having to pad out these moments between these matches.
They did they did this, then they did the Hall of Fame thing, then they did like 10,000 like commercial breaks when it comes to like the advertisements of Peacock, and then I'm like, you're legitimately just wasting time here so that we can get out of here by 12 o'clock midnight.
Right. Well, and I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, part of me, because I said it on the live stream, part of me wanted during that Hall of Fame segment just to fill out a little bit more time and to get this like nice little Rey Muda moment. I really wanted Dominic to come out after Rey came out and ruin that moment, but get it back, because have Dom come out there and be like, you may have beat me last night, continue their story a little bit if you need to, and then have Muda just grab Dom, spin him around, and hit him with a mist.
Hit him with the mist, yeah, that would be great. That would have been cool.
But yeah,
the Snoop Dogg stuff was pretty hilarious. He hit a fucking people's elbow to end the thing, which is hilarious in itself.
He's crying.
But I will say this, when I saw, because my friend actually pointed it out first that he was gonna hit the people's elbow, then he then he pulled me aside and said, Phil, that people's elbow, Snoop is like that, but he thought that was all like a fucking setup. Like, there wouldn't just be a random people's elbow like that just to...
I did too.
You know, do something with that. And I'm like, you know, you're honestly not wrong. Like, you're honestly not too far off. I started to get mad.
I honestly started to get upset because I was like, if you're about to tell me that Snoop's gonna hit this people's elbow, and then the Rock's music's gonna interrupt that and him come down, and the only thing Rock does on the show is to show Snoop how to properly hit a people's elbow.
That's not what I was going with. That's not what I was going with, though, because when my friend said there's a reason why this fucking people's elbow is happening, I'm like, if Roman somehow fucking retains this shit, and then we see The Rock at the end of WrestleMania, and we see him doing a stare down with Roman, whatever happens with that, then, I mean, then that's 40 right there, honestly, to me. But without the title, with the title, whatever. But yeah, that I'm like, dude, if The Rock comes out after like everything goes on with that main event, I would not be too shocked because of that people's elbow.
Yeah,
that's where I was going with the whole main event.
Honestly, I could 100% see them still wanting to get to Rock Roman, because they had like them having Roman hit the rock bottom in the main event.
Again, and there's a reason why Michael Cole says rock bottom and not Uranagi, because that's the Uranagi, but he calls it.
He
rock
actually
bottom.
said both. They said both.
I only heard the rock bottom part, and
they said Uranagi first, and then called it a rock bottom afterwards.
Yeah, so there's a reason why they keep calling it rock bottom. Like, they want the match. They obviously want the match. It was actually supposed to happen here, but Rock could not get in ring shape, which is bullshit. To get this,
I think. Okay. So for me,
couldn't get in ring shape. The Rock is fucking jacked. He couldn't get in ring shape.
I know, but Rock also put out that video where he's like, "See you down the road, maybe. I'll leave it at that."
I'll leave it at
that.
You know,
that kind of shit. So Rock, we knew he was. We knew that the I'm not in ring shape. That was just him being a fucking tease.
Yes.
But also, like, the more I think about it, next year's WrestleMania is an actual milestone.
Yeah.
This was 39. Next year is 40.
Yeah, 40 years of WrestleMania with The Rock coming back to do whatever he's doing with Roman. That's special. Right. That's huge.
Right. So if we make this last till 40, it doesn't have to be for a title. It can be like Roman can lose the title and then go through a spiral.
I said this when people were wanting it for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39. It doesn't need the fucking title. It's right there for the taking anyway. It's family versus family. The real tribal chief of the NOI family, The Rock, and then the person that really thinks he is the head of the table of the tribal chief thing, Roman Reigns. It's right there. The story's right there, and it writes itself. It does not need a title. It doesn't.
Right. And honestly, I don't think that it would have been, because I think what needs to set it up is Rock, whoever is going to beat Cody or to beat Roman for the title, whether it's Cody, whether it's Seth, whoever. As much as I don't want to undermine their win, in order to officially set up Rock Roman, I think that's the person that needs to have Rock come out near the end of, like, they're both down. Rock comes out, hits Roman with a rock bottom, grabs whoever the opponent is, grabs them, puts them on top of him. Right? That's how Roman loses. And then it's Rock going, like, you think you're the head of the table, but you don't know shit.
Yeah.
and then that's where we get to.
That's where we get the whole feud
but to have
started.
done that, tonight, wouldn't it? It would take too long because the build would take too long. Not because like, as a wrestling fan, I know that it wouldn't actually take that long. Like, it wouldn't be that long, and it would be fine. It would work. But I know that there's a lot of people, wrestling fans today, who would sour on it 6 months in. They'd be like,
That's
all
fair.
right, just give it to us already.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they're kind of like, it's either we do it now and it sours in 6 months, or we
Wait
we
for the
let it
right
go
opportune moment. Cash in then, and then go.
It's very much the story Ricky Steamboat tells about him and Randy Savage at WrestleMania 3, where they're both down and Randy is sitting there whispering to Steamboat, wait, because like Steamboat wants to jump back up to his feet and get that pop. He's like, no, wait, not yet. And then the second he said now, he pops up and the fucking place went nuts. And we still talk about that to this day. It's just that now people don't want to wait for shit.
Yeah. It's instant gratification. That's the audience that we are in right now, and when people don't get that.
Well, and it goes back to, like I said, people are now so accommodated to the way that they see these storylines play out in the video games, to where they cut out months and months. Like, you could literally be on Raw 1 minute and then it cuts to like SummerSlam and you're in a title match and it's like, what the fuck? That's not real.
Yeah. There's a lot of things when it comes to that. We'll see where things go from there. But yeah, this whole Snoop Dogg Miz thing, that it is what it is. Everything there. But we then moved on to Hell in a Cell, and I have to say the entrances alone were fantastic. Edge coming out was just awesome looking. Demon Finn Balor looked great. He did an homage to the normal Demon with like the red face paint and everything like that, but there were some touches of purple for the Demon with Judgment Day there. But me personally, I wanted all purple. I did. But that's just
my
nitpicking.
issue. My issue isn't with the color of the body paint.
It's nitpicking. Yeah.
My issue is the fact that we haven't seen the Demon Finn Balor since he faced Roman.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This was like they had been hiding it, and it was being built up. It was supposed to be a big spectacle thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That entrance, I could go make that entrance on WWE 2K23.
Oh yeah.
I could replicate that right now. You had when Finn was in doing the Demon in NXT, you had this like when they went to the UK, and he came out as Jack the Ripper with a fucking chainsaw.
Yes.
This did not feel special enough for Finn's Demon character. This felt like Finn Balor. This felt like Judgment Day Finn Balor wearing body paint and holding some smoke sticks.
Yeah.
It did not feel like the Demon.
That's fair.
It got in the match. He got to that place a little bit because the match was great. The entrance fell flat for me.
That's totally fair.
Especially to have him go after Edge.
Oh yeah. That's totally fair. Yeah, I honestly can't speak anything better than that. That's perfectly fair. Now, I will give it to Deontay and Love here. You guys can go. Whoever wants to go first, that's fine here. Demon Finn Balor, Edge, Hell in a Cell. This was obviously the right way to end everything. That, to me, I don't think there's really going to be any debate on. But Edge won this, and I saw a lot of mixed emotions when it comes to people that I talk to on a daily basis, people that probably you guys talk to on a daily basis. There was a lot of people rooting for Finn Balor to win this match because at the end of the day, Judgment Day is looking like it's here to stay for at least a little bit while longer, and Edge, while this could be his final WrestleMania under this whole thing, and because he wants to retire in Toronto, people were saying, well, it's his final WrestleMania. He has to win this thing, right? But, I mean, it's a demon, Finn Balor, who rarely loses these things. What were your thoughts on this entire Hell in a Cell match as a whole? Because I thought it was a pretty good match for what it was. But at the end of the day, it is up for personal debate and opinions here. How'd you guys feel about it? It is what it is.
I personally loved it. I thought it was pretty good. I loved some of the spots in the match. I loved the fucking curb stomp to the table. That was not curb stomp. Coup de grace to the table.
The coup de grace to the table spot. Yeah, that was cool.
One way, yeah, that shit was sick. The execution off the ladder. All of it was pretty cool. I just think the wrong person won. I think Finn should have won. That is what it is. I also love the demon paint. It wasn't fully purple like I hoped. It was like purple and red. It still looked cool.
The actual style of the demon paint was sick. I love the Balor thing in the back and everything like that. Everything about the stuff was really cool. But yeah, again,
I also
though,
think
that's
it
just
suffered. I also think that his entrance specifically suffered from the fact that it still wasn't dark yet.
Yeah, that's also it. Yeah.
It just and then also on top of that, they just went right back to, because it's Demon Finn. He suddenly he still had his Judgment Day Tron graphics.
Yeah.
But he was back to his old entrance music.
Yes.
It didn't have the Judgment Day stuff to it.
No.
And it felt so disconnected from the other character that Finn was portraying in Judgment Day that it didn't work.
Yeah.
The match itself was great. Aside from I don't understand that if they're going to take the red paint off of the cell, why did they paint the chairs and the kendo sticks and the
Don't even get me
tables?
started on those. Yeah, that
and
was
then
weird.
Why were they color coded? Like, we got red and purple fucking.
These are only for Edge. That was so funny.
Well, it's one of those things of if you're gonna do that, okay, I would have been fine if the chairs were painted red and purple, cool. But why did you only paint three chairs? You had a red chair and a purple chair, a red kendo stick and a purple kendo stick, and the rest of them were all normal.
Yes. Hell, even the tables, there's one of each color there too. Both of them got used, which was perfectly fine. Thank God both of them got used. But regardless, I 100% agree with you there. The colors of the whole thing was just weird. But Lop, how'd you feel about the Hell in a Cell as a whole? Like I said, a lot of people thought Edge is gonna put Finn Balor over here. But are you kind of a little bit worried now with Judgment Day, now that they kind of had a losing record at WrestleMania? Or what's really going on with the Demon Finn Balor now? Because I don't think the Demon's going to be coming back for a long while now. I love that Demon Finn Balor is going to be like, hey, it's a specialty attraction, like it always should have been. But now Judgment Day has a losing record at WrestleMania. I don't know what's going on with that now.
Well, minus Rhea.
Ooh. Well, they were 1-2. They were 1-2 as a whole at Mania.
Why did they bring back Finn with some Sherwin-Williams ass paint on his back if he's gonna lose?
It's
Like,
fair point.
I'm like, bro. I started laughing when he pulled out this chair is only for you, Edge. Oh, this stick is only for Finn. Now red stick, blue stick. I felt like I was watching a Dr. Seuss ass match. Red stick, blue stick, green stick, yellow stick. What the fuck?
And
Cool.
this match was sponsored by Mike's Harder.
Yeah, like, wait,
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
What?
This match
What?
was sponsored by the movie Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, what was,
Because
they-
what
because they
was the
did-
Mike's Harder?
Because Mike's
no.
Harder was the triple threat.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Gotta get
But
that right.
but they did a whole thing because that was the thing we were confused, because we thought they were going straight into when they started showing all the candles and shit.
Yeah.
We thought they were going into Edge's entrance, and then it cut to a commercial for
Yes,
Pope's
for the
Exorcist,
Pope's Exorcist, yes.
which felt weird, and it was just for them to lower the to kill some
Just for
time
them
to
to
lower
kill the time, yeah.
the
Lord.
cell, and then they cut to the thing of Russell Crowe cutting that monologue, which was actually really cool.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that I loved.
Yeah.
And because I mean, if you're gonna, honestly, this is how you promote a horror film with a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Fuck that
it all
zombie shit.
it all worked well together. Like everything that they were trying to do to promote everything worked really well with it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Judgment Day is gonna be fine with everything. I think if we talked everything about what we did with last night with everything with Dominic Mysterio, I thought it was really going to be like, oh well, Dominic, you're the only person that lost, and then we were going to get into everything that we talked about last night with that. But now obviously
That's the
doesn't
thing.
happen here.
That's the thing. It was funny. It was just I'm not mad at Edge winning. I thought that freaking ladder spot was good. God, did the thing get cracked with that freaking ladder? But I just thought Edge was going to lose. Obviously, this seems like this may be, if not his last WrestleMania, his second to last WrestleMania. If he doesn't show up at 40, which he probably won't. But I understand why they gave Edge to win. I just think Judgment Day needs to be respected more as a stable, and I don't think that goes the right way. If Damien doesn't have a match, Dom loses his match against his dad, Finn loses against Edge to blow off the feud, and Rhea's the only one to win. Now I don't know if this makes Rhea the undisputed leader of the Judgment Day, like Phil's been calling her.
I mean, it should. It should.
Dude,
I
I've been
guess.
calling her that
But also,
for months.
That's what I'm saying.
also, I mean, if you look at that, if you look at Edge and Finn's rivalry throughout this whole Judgment Day stuff, Finn basically killed Edge's wife.
Yeah, he killed Beth. Yeah,
I was front row for that.
It made sense.
He
here.
was-
It
yeah.
made sense here for Edge to win this thing and to really cap it off and say, yeah, no, fuck whatever I created, right? But I guess we kind of just see these veterans and we're like, all right, well, I'm not saying that Finn is not a veteran, like he's a newbie. He's definitely a veteran in this business too. But when you see something as new and fresh like this as a demon and like the whole new Judgment Day thing, you would think the veteran like Edge would want to put them over in that sense.
Well, and honestly, there's another reason why I think this may have happened, and it's because I don't know if we haven't gotten an actual time frame on it, so I don't know when AJ's coming back,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So we have a chance for Finn if they really wanted to do this. We have a chance for Finn to do to AJ what AJ did to Finn, which is he can go to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and he could say, hey boys, and bring them into, even if you could bring them into Judgment Day if you wanted to, or have Finn just step away from Judgment Day and be like, I gotta think things through, and then you just have this moment of him with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and they bring back, they reform their version of the Bullet Club in WWE, and he steals them from AJ, because essentially he got, he didn't actually do it, but there is an argument to be made that AJ stole Bullet Club from Finn at one point.
Yeah.
So there's a story that can be told there as well.
You know the history,
and
if you know the history, you know it well. It's right there for the taking.
Well, and then also they did do a whole OC Judgment Day thing already.
Yes.
So again, that would be another thing of if Finn were to take this loss and to have him go, okay, I get it now. I see what Edge was doing. I see what he was trying to do with this group now. I get it. And he goes to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows and goes, well, you're back in catering again.
I can make you.
How about we do
again.
this one more time? Yeah. And he puts them in his group with Judgment Day, because I could see that happening.
If he coerts the Good Brothers and all right, I can make you what you used to be, and then all of a sudden AJ comes back and he's like, what the fuck happened? Now I gotta go after these guys just to get these guys back again.
Right.
And then
because also
you're good to go.
One thing that was really cool was we haven't seen Gallows do the face paint that he used to do with the other guys in Bullet Club in Japan.
No.
But I would be totally fine if he joined the Judgment Day and he just started coming out with face paint again.
Yeah, with the stuff on the eyes and everything like you're talking about. Yeah. That dude. There's so much that they can do with this. Like it's insane. Right. And that's why I love Judgment Day so much, is because as much as people just really didn't understand things at first, there's a lot of layers to this that you need to just peel back, and you're having history upon history right there with this new group that doesn't even really seem so new because of the history with the guys that are within it. It's right there. And Lop and I have been a fan of the Judgment Day since day one, even when Edge was the one to make it all happen.
Day one.
It did so good. And I forgot to just mention most of these time frames for these matches. The Women's WrestleMania Showcase was 8.5 minutes. Gunther's Triple Threat was 16 minutes and 40 seconds. So they fucking killed it. Bianca's match was 16 minutes. So good stuff there with that. Miz and Shane was about 1:20 before Shane blew his quad out. Snoop Dogg defeated Miz in a minute flat. Because things going on there. And then Edge and Finn up until this point was the longest match of the night at 18 minutes and 10 seconds. So really, really good stuff going on there. But obviously the main event, which we are getting into right now, was easily the longest match of the night at 34 minutes and 35 seconds. This was a banger regardless, however you were feeling. Obviously I was here all night long. Rolf was there too. Regardless of how you feel, Cody, Roman, regardless, this shit was fucking fantastic. Storytelling beyond belief. The struggle of trying to overcome the bloodline, but just coming up short. It's right there. And when Cody, because this is fucking happening. It's fucking happening. When Cody overcomes that shit, it's hitting different. It's fucking hitting different.
Yeah, it's gonna hit different. But on the other side, though, Cody can go on this fucking redemption arc, and yeah, because apparently Triple H said the story continues. So.
Yeah, and also I noticed one thing that I saw that there was, I don't remember who posted it, but somebody had tweeted out the idea. Oh no, I know who it was. It was Professor. He had tweeted it out. He was like, now we have a chance for Cody to actually grow, because he got that like as good of a job that like sympathy wise that the torn pec did for him, like him being out as long as he was with that injury really hindered this whole
the
build
growth of
to
this
him and
entire
Roman.
story. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, because like I feel like people wouldn't be so against him winning the Rumble if he had enough time. Like, if he hadn't been out with that injury up to that point.
I talked about this with Loth all the time, and Loth, you can obviously attest to this because I've been talking to you about it. What if Cody Rhodes never really had that injury? How would the story of Cody Rhodes' chase to the fucking championship to get to WrestleMania, how would have that really been? Because we don't know that. We don't know what they could have had planned for the 9 months that he was out. Because, hell, a lot of people had him winning Money in the Bank at that time before things kind of went happening there, and then things kind of went the way it did. But the 9 months that he was away, there was so much story that Cody was supposed to tell, but just couldn't.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know. There's it's just what that thing of like I'm ultimately at the end of the day I'm okay with what happened. I'm now that we're here on the other side of it, I'm willing to let it go and be objective about it.
Yeah.
Because my thing is until they fuck it up a second time, because like I kind of feel like they fucked it up, but at the same time I can be like, okay, maybe they didn't, but if they do it again, then I'm like, okay.
And here's the thing, and listen, people, now you guys say, oh, well, Cody Rhodes hasn't struggled enough. He fucking struggled tonight. So, listen, he is going to have to struggle throughout the entire time just to get back to this fucking championship. This is going to be the struggle that you guys are going to be wanting to see, okay?
Well,
so,
and also,
thank you.
I'm just going to go ahead and say this now, because I haven't been able to say this to they know who they are. The ones in our group who like to say that Cody didn't struggle enough. That's because they weren't old enough to know about his struggles.
Exactly.
Up to this point. Because this dude had to be Hardcore Holly's fucking tag team partner. For like a solid year.
Yeah.
And then be in a fucking faction with Randy. And be like a very, very much an emphasized, you guys are the sons of people we already know and love. You're second best, if that. So, and then on top, and then he has to go through all of that. He goes through he's dashing, and then he gets his nose broken. That gimmick was good, but it just like it wasn't there.
Yeah,
you know.
And he tried to make it happen. So he tried. He did everything
all of
he
a
could.
sudden, and then all of a sudden they come to him. Hey pal, we're gonna put you in the spandex suit and we're gonna team you with your brother, but we're gonna make you and your brother the same. We're gonna give you your brother's gimmick.
Yeah, it's Golden Stardust, and then that he had to overcome there, and then he felt so enamored that he had to stay within the gimmick that he didn't know. Like, there's a lot of stories that say at some points in people's careers they could not just get away from the gimmick. Cody thought he had to be the entire gimmick regardless of wherever he was, because if he wasn't, he would have it broke him inside not to be a part of that, because at the end of the day, he's just so well enamored into this business that if he even tried to do anything outside of it, it would be a disappointment to him.
Yep. And you know, there's one thing as far if we want to talk about struggles, there's one thing that Cody has had to do, that he had to do for... When was it that he left? When did he leave WWE originally? What year?
So he left in 2016.
Okay, so from 2016 to that moment to roughly around, what was it, 2020, 2021, when he finally got his last name back?
Yes.
This man had to wrestle without his last name.
Yes. Just Cody. Who the fuck is Cody?
He wasn't allowed to even have his own legacy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Roman Reigns has not had to...
I can go to the Cody next door.
Roman Reigns has not had to do that without that. Yeah. Roman Reigns has been able to, since day one, has been able to sit here and essentially have his name, even though he's had to wrestle as Roman Reigns, yes. But
we know where he's came from.
But like at the same time, there has been no one in the NOI family that has actually gotten to wrestle under their actual name. So like it's a little different there, but it's just one of those things of like,
the struggle is his career.
Yeah.
It's there. Like it's not.
Roman's been literally force fed to us since 2012.
And I told Love this too. It's not just the torn pec. It's not just what's happened now. His entire struggle was his career and what he had to overcome in order to get to where he is and how he got there. The Cody name is exactly a struggle right there because they wouldn't allow him to be in that legacy outside of WWE because maybe it could be penniless, maybe it was just whatever, copyright, whatever, regardless.
I mean, it was all copyright stuff, but it
was copyright, but to me it was a little bit of both. But they could have worked something out. But regardless, the struggle is here now, people. So get ready, because the struggle of him being down at the lowest point now to now rising up above that and taking it down once and for all, that's going to be the moment.
And you know what? I wouldn't be opposed. As much as like the whole MSG thing and like having that tie into like his dad's legacy. And
I don't know if
Loft
Loft knows about this. Loft, do you know about this? That's coming up?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's an MSG show coming up in July. So like the idea is that like the better story is to have Cody finally win the title, tell this story again and have it pay off at MSG. Because MSG is essentially the heart of everything we know as WWE right now. It all stems from MSG.
Dusty won the championship in MSG, but got taken away like the moments later, we were told in that promo from Cody when he first came back on that Raw.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be opposed to Cody looking at this and he comes out, whether he comes out Monday, whether he comes out Friday, I wouldn't be opposed to, like, hell, if they do a whole thing on Monday later tonight on Raw with Roman celebrating his win, right? I wouldn't be opposed to Cody coming out and him going, you know what? You were right. You were right. I wasn't ready. But I will be ready. Right? But also, and then like, so you have this whole build of Cody getting working his way back to Roman. Right? And at the same time, you're not going to want to hear what I'm going to say. The immediate reaction is going to be like, no, fuck no, don't do this.
Okay. but it could work out in the long run.
I wouldn't mind seeing this turn Cody heel.
That's an interesting point to bring up. But a heel beating a heel like that?
And this is my thing. Yes, we know Roman is a heel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The entirety of NWO was a heel faction, but it got so big that fans cheered them anytime they came out, like the initial NWO.
Yes,
like Hogan's, Nash, Hall, Bischoff, that stuff, to the point where like they couldn't come out without getting cheered. They could literally say, they could point to some kid in the audience, go, "Hey dude, I fucked your mom last night," and the crowd would go nuts.
Yeah,
and cheering for it.
And here's the thing: the bloodline has also kind of, it's happened before, where it's just sometimes they even show up and people are just so enamored by the entire like aura of the thing, people were cheering for it.
I think the idea, like the entity that is the tribal chief has become so popular that even though he is the bad guy, it's become the popular thing to side with him. Like, that's why, even though he's a piece of shit heel, in a sense, you still have thousands of people putting their fingers up in the air when he comes out to make his entrance.
Not to mention calling him their dad, but that you're 35 and you're calling him their dad, so that's a little bit questionable. But
my dad.
Yeah,
I can't speak to that because I do have a Pin Me War Daddy shirt.
Well,
wow.
Wardlow compared to fucking.
I mean,
no,
but also
not thing. Wardlow. No.
Same thing.
I mean, to be fair, though, I made a video unboxing that shirt, and Wardlow retweeted it. So fuck it, I don't care.
He might be your dad then. That's it.
He might be your dad. Who knows?
Could be.
I mean, Wardlow does a Swanton bomb, and the man is like legit Jeff Hardy. So,
actually, no. If I were to do the math, I think I'm only maybe like 4 or 5 years younger than Wardlow.
I'll look it up right now. Wardlow is 35.
I'm 31.
Damn.
So
there you go.
Pushing the wall there, buddy.
Wardlow would have to have you at the age of 4 years old.
I mean, I could see. I mean,
that's humanly impossible. That's ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like Wardlow at 4 years old wouldn't look much different than Wardlow does now, just smaller.
Smaller by the inch.
He's just a big ass toddler.
Jack,
we're going completely in a different direction, but dude, like the whole struggle is right here, and yes, love, I understand. Trust me, I definitely understand where you and I are coming from, correct? Like we were so enamored with everything when it comes to Cody, and you're not even really that big of a Cody fan. You kind of just wanted the nightmare to end, no pun intended, with the Roman Reigns run situation. But here's the thing: now people are saying that, oh yeah, he's not struggling enough. Now he's gonna have to fucking struggle, and he's gonna have to overcome this loss to get back to that title, and when it does happen, the victory is just going to be that much sweeter. Like, I understand it's not going to have the same effect as it would have tonight, but it's going to have a huge effect if it truly does happen.
Right. Well, and see, like, I try to stay objective on all this stuff, but I also saw a tweet that really puts this in perspective for me, and like why I'm still like, I am very much still very fed up with WWE at this point.
I think Loft's
it's
pretty fed up too. I mean, I can just see his face.
and it's this right here. It's WrestleMania started by telling us that if you have anxiety like Roxanne Perez, you too can be a loser, and ended by telling us that if you get stifled for years, find yourself grinding on the indies, build a wrestling company, and return an industry star, you too can still lose.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
So they're really setting an example for the kids. Like, reach for your dreams, but you're probably gonna fail.
but we don't want to be teaching that to kids. Like, dude,
it's too
WWE's all
late.
about kids.
Time for the kids to realize that good things don't happen in life. Everything is fucking bad. Everything sucks all the time. You never do what you want. Apparently, for the kids, right? Fuck them.
But no, let's get Loft's opinions and all of this here. I mean, I understand things were kind of going here. Well, that's your opinion, and I get that. But I mean, like, when it comes to like the whole everything, when it comes in and out to now, the struggle begins for Cody Rhodes, because sure. Here's also another thing that people don't seem to understand: the pressure that he fucking put on himself is a struggle in and of itself. But somehow people just don't understand that logic.
Yeah.
There's a thing with that. But Loft, regardless, to me, this main event was fucking phenomenal.
Listen, it killed my mood. I didn't even get a reaction video because I literally dropped my phone when I hit the
dude, everything. Like,
I wish I had it. I wish I had it. I wish I had the video. I dropped the phone. I was being screamed at by about 200 people that just happened to be Roman fans. As soon as the ref hit 3, I don't know where they came from, but they were just there. I looked for Ron. I looked for fucking Ron Killings to help. He left the building at that point, so I wanted to go run over to him and cry, but he already left. So I'm like, okay. No one was there to help me. I saw Phil called. Did not want to talk. I ain't gonna lie, Phil, because I was just genuinely pissed and I didn't want to scream at you because you were the first person.
I knew there was a reason why you didn't answer. I knew.
Yeah, it was just listen. The match was great. Whoopie-doo, good match. Yeah, 2 great wrestlers know how to wrestle. Fuck it. I didn't want that result. Doesn't matter what I want. No. Do they care what I want? Probably not. But it ruined my entire mood. I still have a headache. I have to get up for school in 2 hours, and I can't sleep because I'm pissed off. And I knew I had to come on here and speak about it because we do a podcast, and I want to be a fucking successful content creator when I grow up one day. So I have to talk about these things.
I have to be at work in a couple hours too, and I resign. Yeah. I've already made peace with the fact that I'm not going to bed tonight. I'm just going to go to the gym.
Yeah, my brain is paralyzed.
Guys, I know. I'm sorry.
I haven't worked out yet. I've devised my plan that I'm gonna tell you about at the end of the show about this all. But yeah, I want Roman to lose whenever. I'm not worried about SummerSlam and Backlash and the story content. I don't care about this. This is a long ass fuck ass book. However long this story is, it's a Harry chapter book reloaded. You know how long Harry Potter books are? Very long. Now add reloaded to that. Now it's 2,000 pages of just bullshit. So listen, if Roman's gonna keep winning like this, if they don't care, I don't care. I wanted Cody to win. I was wrong. I've been wrong for 3 years. Fuck it. But whenever Roman does lose, I'm going to curse. I'm going to say a whole bunch of things to a whole bunch of people that they're probably going to block me for. But as for right now, Triple H, he just made it worse. Roman fans, you got it tonight because whatever happens, whenever he loses, you're just building this up in me. You're just building up all of this. So you know what? I'll take my L tonight. I was wrong. That's tough. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? My bad. That one's on me. But when that shit happens, I'm gonna trust Triple H. I'm not really mad at Triple H. I called him a bald bitch and Dave & Buster's. But I'm not mad anymore because I trust him and I know that he's more sensible than that old dude, the old nasty man. So I trust Triple H a lot more than I trust fucking Vincent. So I'm gonna let it rock. I'm gonna back off for now. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna watch Raw tomorrow, and hopefully that 3 hours of shit they've been so Raw after Mania. I'm gonna hope that shit isn't complete ass like it usually is. They're gonna tell us a surprise. The only surprise they could do is Roman fucking losing. That ain't gonna happen because Roman losing is not in the dictionary of the WWE. So, but I'm gonna tell you my plan at the end of the show. Cody lost. Cody, damn, I thought you had it. God damn.
I tweeted a picture of myself to you, bro. Like I held the World Heavyweight Championship up and everything, bro. I was right there. You didn't even see it. I know you didn't see it because fuck, you didn't like it. Not you. Not you. I'm talking about Cody here. Cody didn't fucking see it because if he did, he would have fucking liked it, and I would have been on his page again for the second time. But no, here's the thing. He didn't like it. He didn't like it because he didn't want me to be too hyped up. He's like, oh my god, Cody liked it. He must be fucking winning. Nah, I should have known. As soon as he didn't like it, fuck, he's losing tonight. Shit, damn it.
So you want to know the best part? As bad as we feel right now, that Cody didn't win, or more specifically, that Roman didn't lose. When the tables finally turn, all those people talking their shit right now, they're not going to be able to take it. And they're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute now.
It'll be like that tag team.
Why are you so aggressive, man?
I'm telling you what.
It'll be like that tag team situation. Oh, Roman didn't lose. He just got pinned. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
That's a nut-ass sentence. That's a crazy sentence.
That right there is a Steven quote.
I'm telling you what.
He didn't lose. He didn't lose. He just got pinned. I'll lose my mind. Someone said that to me. I might hit somebody that said that to me. I might hit something. That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you right now. The moment Roman lose, they're gonna hate me. The Roman fans, they're gonna hate me. Then I'm gonna make it my mission to be the most.
Hey, guess what, bro? I hate them already. So we'll be hating each other. Then we'll be twins. Fuck it. Then we all hate each other. Everyone's fine. Everyone's even then. I don't give a damn anymore. You're just building this up. You ever seen Goku when he's charging up the Kamehameha and he's just charging it for 3 episodes? This is me charging it for 3 years. And when that shit gets let go, oh boy. Oh man.
Look at it this way. The way I see it, at the end of the day, we still have one hell of a wrestling show to be able to watch on Thursdays with the Ring of Honor. Because they're putting on fucking incredible shit.
I might try that.
Dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I want to watch Impact, but I'll try it.
Impact is doing some good stuff too, here recently. But definitely, like, Ring of Honor really, like, yes, they're run by the same. Yes, Ring of Honor and AEW are run by the same guy, and yes, right now there are a lot of bleed overs because AEW has so many people. But it's also becoming a thing of a lot of these guys. Like, we don't see Trustbusters on AEW anymore.
Nope. We
might see them on Dark or Dark Elevation, but that's okay.
But that's Dark and Dark Elevation, yeah.
Right. But the idea of getting to see, like, Trustbusters are starting to only be on Ring of Honor, and now that they're on Ring of Honor, like, I didn't give a shit about Trustbusters on AEW, but having them on Ring of Honor and just, like, having them do stuff, the stuff they've been doing, I'm like, actually, these guys aren't bad. Brand.
Yeah.
So, and not to mention getting, like, Athena and Willow and that kind of shit on a regular basis.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Let's go over the final portions of this match, and then we're gonna get the fuck to bed because sorry. This was, I mean, I knew this was gonna be a long night because everything that kind of happened in that main event, but Roman hit a Superman punch, Cody with the clothesline, and both men are down with the referee being out. And I definitely should have known that the referee was going to be out in this match. Jimmy and Jay, they came to the ring, they attacked Cody, hit a 1D, rolled Reigns on top of Rhodes. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out, they fought the Usos. Owens gave Reigns a stunner, Zayn gave Reigns a Luva kick. Owens and Zayn battled the Usos back into the crowd, and the referee wakes up from the dead and while Cody was covering Roman. Reigns kicked out with the slowest fucking ref count I've ever fucking seen. That referee counts slow to begin with, but regardless, it was a near fall. Rhodes gave Reigns we saw I don't know what the fuck this is, but it says here in these notes, Rhodes gave Reigns a flip, flop, and fly for a 2 count. I don't know what the fuck that is, but
What is that?
I don't fucking get it. Whatever. He hit 2 crossroads, and then Heyman got on the ring apron to distract the referee. Solo Sikoa just comes out of nowhere, behind the referee's back, does the Samoan spike to Rhodes, and then Reigns gives him the spear, and then Rhodes gets covered. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. So, Roman retained. I'm not happy about it, but I understand.
Roman wins.
I understand everybody getting the real struggle here when it comes to Cody's and the adversities that he's going to have to overcome and everything like that to get to where he needs to be. Again, if it's Madison Square Garden, that's going to be great because the story is right there. But if it's not, it's fucking SummerSlam. There's no other choice, but because that is the next best.
Oh, he's going to retain again because he doesn't care.
But it's not going to happen. Again. It's not going to happen. I can't be happy. That's just what WWE came to the conclusion of. Yeah. But that's it, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I don't even think anybody else has anything to say other than it was a great WrestleMania.
One more thing.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know what's going to happen on Raw tomorrow. They started promoting it during night 1, so they better do something like stupid. I don't know what. I'm gonna say one extremely wild prediction just because I'm going through post WrestleMania depression. Roman loses both belts on Raw tomorrow. Probably not gonna happen. 99% chance they go nowhere that direction. But I want some happiness at some point, please God. So that's one thing. The other thing is, Phil, I told you last week before this whole weekend started that I had a plan if Cody lost, which he did.
Oh God. Oh so, yeah.
This is I just told it to my Discord. I just told it to chat, and I just posted on TikTok. I'm gonna do something kind of stupid, kind of crazy, and it most likely will not work. But shit, I'll be doing shit all the time. Sometimes it works. I don't know. I'm going to make this. This is going to be about 367 days now. I'm going to make one video a day on TikTok, tagging Triple H, Roman Reigns, and the WWE, challenging Roman Reigns to a match at WrestleMania 40. Now listen. Hear me. Now, first thing you thought was, Laf, what the fuck, stupid. What was that stupid thing you just said? That makes no sense. Listen, worst case scenario, I get to go to WrestleMania 40. Best case scenario, I'm in the ring during the show. Now, listen, this is why I see this is going to go well. I have people from WWE that follow me, wrestlers, personalities, announcers alike. I have a significant platform. I just figure if I keep showing up on the platform, if I keep tagging them on every possible social media, they have to acknowledge me. No pun intended or pun intended. They have to see me at some point. I have people in the company I could just send the video directly to. I think this is going to work. It all is going to come down to the consistency of me making 367 videos from now until this time next year, which is insane. But one video a day, I can do that shit. But I'm going to try it because I don't care if it's for the belts. I don't care if it's not. I want to fight them now. That's what I want. Or just talk to him. And It's gonna be here. It's gonna be 30 minutes away from me. So I ain't gotta get no plane. They ain't gotta fly me out. I can really walk there. Just that's what I want. That's my goal. I want to talk to him, wrestle him, give a fuck. I don't give a damn. I want that. I want something. I want to be in the ring at WrestleMania 40, and I know me, and with the help of all my friends and my supporters. I don't like saying the word followers, so I say supporters. We can get it done. So
awesome.
I got a hashtag. I just dropped a live for Mania 40. It's on Twitter. It's on TikTok. I need everyone's help. If y'all think it's stupid, then I understand. I really do. But I'm gonna push this shit, and eventually they're gonna have to see me, and I think I'm gonna be successful. So
and hopefully they can. If you do it enough, if you make enough noise, then between now and Mania, if they come to Philly in between at all or anywhere close to you that is workable for you, you could definitely get them to have you do an influencer deal where, like, I'm sure you've seen them on TikTok where people are backstage at Raw.
Yeah,
and it's like it's a fucking TikToker who like isn't even involved in Wrestle Talk at all. It's like, I didn't even know you were a fan of wrestling.
Yeah,
and like they're backstage with Omos.
Yeah,
you know. So like you could clearly do that. Get them to let you go backstage, film a video of you just looking for Roman, and you're just like, Roman's ducking me.
That would be so much fun. I wanna incorporate y'all into it because y'all are more than just fellow content creators. Y'all are my friends, so I want to help. I want all of us to be there at one point. So if I could like incorporate y'all being there to help me, and y'all could be like my bloodline and shit. Oh my God, we have a unit. We have a unit. So I'm
Wrestle
making merch.
Talk takes down Roman once and for all, baby.
Just us though, like just this circle, like just us, like this. Not these four people, but you know what I'm saying. But I want, yes. And some else, and some other people too. I'll text them later. A few people I do want part of this, but I'm making sure. I go to college for like marketing and stuff, so I know how to market myself. So I'm making merch tomorrow. Every time I go to another, I'm gonna do this AEW too. I'm gonna make signs. I have some people already that I got my dogs already. My dog's gonna ride for me, so I know they're gonna make signs. If I make shirts and I drop them, they're gonna wear them to the wrestling shows.
We need Roman Fears Laugh everywhere.
I'm going to push this. I'm going to push this. I got a year to build this, and I don't have to go anywhere because it's here. So I know I can do this. I just need everyone's energy, like a big spirit bomb. I need all of it.
Oh, I'm there. I am perfectly into this, especially if you said everybody here is involved too. So especially when I'm involved in this is going to be fucking fantastic.
So Saul probably won't help me because this is like a planned, premeditated,
this is like a planned attack for his father. Like, this is kind of crazy, but still.
So he probably won't, but I hope he does.
He's our inside man. What do you mean?
See, he's our honorary. I think. I don't know. Then we'll turn on this. I don't know, but whatever. That's my plan. It's a stupid plan, but stupid sometimes works.
It's honestly stupid enough to work. Honestly, but
and you know what really made me think about it? I thought about this a month ago when I was watching the Hall of Fame and I saw Andy Kaufman and I just watched his whole story. I was like, that's ridiculous how he wasn't even a wrestler and he found his way. So he made his way so impactful. He became a Hall of Famer just off of being like stupid, just being like, and it worked. So it wasn't stupid anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I think most people, like when they think of stuff like this, it's stupid. But sometimes stupid stuff really works because no one thinks of stupid stuff, and if they do think about it, they push out that because it's stupid.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how you brought up the Andy Kaufman thing because I had no affiliation, nothing, towards Andy Kaufman. Because honestly, I'm sorry, like I way before my time, but
me too.
But then I obviously started to look into his story because I heard he was gonna get into the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, dude, this guy was legitimately just a fan. And he became so enamored with everything that is in professional wrestling that he became in a sense, like in that time period, he became professional wrestling. And he was beloved by everybody, and everything kind of went to their way. And
well, actually, okay, yes and no, because here's the thing.
it's just the way
Andy
I took it.
Andy Kaufman was also very, very method with his acting, to the point where he would get in deep when it came to getting into characters for stuff. When he started becoming involved with Jerry Lawler in Memphis, he was making shit real. Like him body slamming these, he would just get women to come out of he would get them, pull them out of the crowd, and he would only fight women though.
Oh.
And he was an absolute piece of shit to everyone. In the best way possible. So at the time, the best thing to do, honestly, is to watch the talk show. There's the videos of the talk show segment where Jerry Lawler is on a talk show talking about Memphis, and Andy Kaufman just shows up. It wasn't planned. Nobody knew he was there. He just walked in the building and wrecked Jerry Lawler's shit and started throwing hands.
That's crazy.
But also, Andy Kaufman, even though he was already dead at the time, Andy Kaufman is the reason why. I'm tired. What is his name? Jim Carrey. He's the reason why Jim Carrey lost his mind, because Jim Carrey did a film called Man on the Moon, which was it was a biopic of Andy Kaufman's life, and he played Andy Kaufman. He also, at the same time as he was filming that, he filmed a documentary called Andy and Me. If you watch Andy and Me, he basically downright said, I spent the entire time of process of filming that film haunted by Andy Kaufman. He was possessed by the spirit of Andy Kaufman, and Andy Kaufman was just coming out of him. Even Jerry Lawler, because Jerry Lawler was on the set for Man on the Moon, because they cover that. They cover all his stuff with Jerry Lawler.
Interesting. Okay.
And Jerry Lawler meeting Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey never stopped being Andy Kaufman during the process of that movie. Never once. To the point where Jerry Lawler was like, that's Andy.
Yeah, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, him and Jim Carrey don't I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey had to apologize to him profusely after all that was said and done, because on the set they couldn't be around each other.
Wow.
So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting, but Loft, totally behind you on this. We're going to WrestleMania regardless. So, I mean, hell, if it's for the whole, influencer thing, and all 10 of us are the bloodline versus the bloodline, and bro, I'm fucking for it, bro.
Real quick, also, I'm very disgusted that LA Knight had nothing to do with this show.
Right.
I'm pissed that Bobby Lashley had nothing to do with this show. And if you look at his likes on Twitter, you can see that he is pissed too. And I want to send out my love to she was the baby, the contortionist that was in.
We talked about it earlier when we were talking about Bianca.
I didn't know that her mom, that whole thing about, I can't believe that she learned about that and still went out there to do it and killed that shit. She's just a baby, so for her to just still be in that, to still go and do the performance after just learning something like that, I don't know what to say. So just I hate when they say thoughts and prayers, but literally, all the love to her and all the rest of the girls as well. 'Cause they did an amazing job with her entrance, but specifically her because of what she had to do before, like just hearing that, you know what I'm saying, and realizing that like that, and then still going and doing your job beautifully, you know what I'm saying. So just yeah. I can't say much else but that. But
no, and that's perfectly valid to say. But yeah, guys, that was your WrestleMania Night 2 review. I understand it's fucking late, and I know this was not supposed to be that way. We were thinking
I got stuff to do.
We were thinking that this show was gonna be ending at fucking 11:30, but nah, they decided to legitimately have like 30 minutes of just filler. And we ended this around 12:15, and then we talked. This is honestly kind of our fault too, because you guys talked while I was getting everything ready for like a good 20-25 minutes, maybe even 30, and then we started to stream. So
I wouldn't have changed nothing. It still would have been damn near 3 a.m.
I know, but still, I like you weren't here. Everybody else is talking, and then I was here listening to the entire thing when everybody's just saying, "Yeah, fuck Phil," for the last 30 minutes, and say, "Yeah, no, Cody's just an asshole," which he definitely isn't. And then I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck you
That's
guys."
crazy. I'm happy with here.
This is just my time. Because we appreciate you. We'll be here again for Monday Night Raw. That's another 3 hours. And then I'm just not going to be able to have some sleep. I'm not going to be able to stop this week either, because Monday, I'm most likely, depending, because I fucking still did not watch the Ring of Honor shit. I'm taking Tuesday to fucking watch it. There's not gonna be a Tuesdays talk. I gotta fucking rest. I got to. Yeah. I got to. I did 8 streams. This is 8 streams in the week. I'm tired out. 9 will be tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. I'm taking Tuesday. I'm taking Tuesday. And Laf, you're most likely going to be streaming anyway. WCW, if anything, maybe. I don't know if you have anything planned, but that's usually you and you in the Discord to decide. But I'm just taking Tuesday. I gotta have my rest.
I may not even stream Raw because I literally damn near fell asleep during Raw last week because it was the same situation. The me just being up on the Sunday, so I may just like not stream. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like falling asleep on the stream, but I don't like missing the streams as well. So it just puts me in a bad spot. I don't know.
We'll figure everything out. But I'm taking Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys should understand based on how much content you got this week. But we'll talk to you guys as soon as we possibly can for the Monday Night Raw post show. Thank you so much again. Like, comment, do all the things that you need to do for YouTube. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring. Cody's gonna get his day. He's gonna have to. Otherwise, I might have an aneurysm on this podcast. But
oh, one more thing.
Jesus, what?
One more thing. Titus O'Neil is a great commentator.
Killed it again.
And I want him to get out of the way. I want Kevin Patrick to get out the way, and then Titus get in there with Corey on Monday, so I can be able to stay up. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. No.
Hoorah.
Yeah, because Kevin Patrick fucking sucks, and Titus O'Neil in his second fucking day rocked awesome. It. So, yeah, that just has to be said too. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, do the things. Thank you, SeatGeek. And we'll talk to you tomorrow from Monday Night Raw. Thank you guys. Peace. And it looks like we might not be able to get out of here because now.
Oh, not again.
Now I can't even get out of